Hey, honey bunny, it's Rivka Reyes.
This is Ron Wasserman, the nut that wrote Go-Go Power Rangers.
It's Boba Fett here.
This is Molly Rennick from Living Dead Girl.
It's WWE superstar, legend, Davey Boy Smith's daughter, Georgia Smith.
Hello, everyone. This is Kristian James, the author of All Hallows Eve in Salem, Once Upon a Christmas Eve in Salem, building our main street. And this is Drac, and you are listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie, where we are going to sit and we are going to talk about all the greatness and the wrestling and everything like that. So sit back, relax, enjoy your coffin, sip your blood, and let's listen on to the nonsense that will ensue.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the 74th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast with a very sick Jamie. So can we all give him shitloads of love for this episode, please? Like shit. It might be a very heavy Tom Talkie episode because Jamie can't talkie. Put it that way. But Jamie, you can use hand signals or smoke signals if you want. I don't know what this is, if you want. But I do believe that these right here, round about there, are the Chronicles of Kristian James.
Yeah, they are. And it's a doozy, boys and girls.
Magnificent. We love a doos. Hit it!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 74th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And these are the Chronicles of Kristian James. It is I, the bearded and very sick Brummy Jamie, and joining me, as always, is a very confused-looking, handsome co-host Tom.
I just want to say something quickly. It's the Scotsman, Tom. Firstly, you know, you're sick. You smashed these. It did go a bit high pitched, but you smashed these, and you managed to get "and" in there as well. So as even,
A little bit,
nice. Jamie can't come to work today. He asked way too highly. Sorry. What was the song?
Sami Zayn's old theme song.
Oh, what a moment. I just want to go off on a quick tangent very quickly. Just to
like a tangent.
We are not here next week, just to let you all know. I am off to New York City with the other half. We're having a week off, so I do apologise for everybody that... are you sure you're real? Are you just faking it?
No, because it's really hurting my throat to do.
Oh my God, I'm so sick, but... Yes, I'm off on holiday. It's actually me going this time. So, I will be. So we're not here next week. So massive apologies. So we're going to give you like an extra thick, juicy, like PHT episode this week. So, we're going to make it nice and fat. Right? Thick. Right, I feel like we should have I probably shouldn't say this, but one of those Tim Westwood things, like, that sort of things to go with
good old Uncle Tim.
Yeah, even though he touches underage girls. Yeah, prick.
Not good old Uncle Tim. Bad Uncle Tim.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, but it was just, I felt like we should have had some like effects to go with it, you know. Like, so we'll give you a thick, like fat, juicy.
Oh, we don't want that sound effect.
Normally I bring something to the table, but Jamie, I do believe that you've got something to bring first.
I do. I was watching a program that we'll talk about later earlier, and do you remember the other week you were talking about TV tropes about when a gunshot goes off and someone's like, "What's that?"
Yes.
Well, I noticed something else, a real terrible trait in TV programs. When you have those like lovely romantic moments and the music's playing, it's this terribly cheesy piano music, and someone just grabs the other person's face and go, "Oh," and then says their name. So it's like, "Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom." Why the fuck are you saying? I've never in my life had a romantic moment with someone, grabbed them by the face and gone, "Oh, Becky. Oh, my lovely wife. Oh, Becky." Never once in my life have I ever done that.
You now need to start doing that. That is now something that we need to start doing from now. I will take a video and I will post it. And I think we now need to start embracing with the grab of the cheeks and declare their name first, and then declare that a kiss would be placed on the lips rather than spontaneity.
The thing I watched it made it even funnier to me because they barely really followed it up afterwards. It was literally just holding each other's face again. "Oh, oh, what are you doing? And in the background, you go, ding, 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 doo, doo, doo,
What,
ding,
what,
ding.
what were you expecting afterwards? Like, wow.
Just some
It's like-
context. Oh, I've missed you. Oh, I've this something. Just oh.
Oh, now place your dick in my mouth. And let's commence intercourse. Oh, that's probably how the Hellcasm. Oh,
Grab by the face
really-
and they come. Oh, oh.
I realised that this entire episode, I just want to make you laugh as much as I can, just because you're sick.
It hurt me, thank you.
This-
Really
I want it, yeah. I mean, that's something really hurt me.
You want to make me laugh to hurt me?
Hurt me. It's like I should get a padlock. Like, all right, Jamie, are you ready? Well, if that's your kink, that's what we'll do.
One other thing as well I wanted to bring up. This just random conversation with my daughter today. I have a new sport that I want to see. Because
It's not slapping with it.
No. Olivia was not Olivia. She's the smaller one, the older one. Lena came out of school today. She was telling me she did PE. I was like, "Oh, what did you do in PE?" She went, "Russian dance." I was like, "That's a PE now?"
What, the Cossack?
Yeah. So I was like, "How is that a sport?" I was like, "Is it Russian dance football?" And I was like, "Holy shit! Now that I want to see." Just kicking the legs and going down as low as you can to kick the ball in the goal.
You would have to have some serious core and leg strength to be able to Cossack dance and play football. You couldn't really run anywhere. That'd be weird. Because imagine running like that.
You'd have to run like it and everything. Yeah, fucking great.
That'd be so weird. Would you move though? Would you
Very
move?
slowly,
Sure.
I imagine.
Yeah. Oh my god, that you'd have to really do some crunches like on a daily basis.
But yeah, that's what the education system is nowadays. They'd learn Russian dance in school.
But sure, if you kicked with the Cossack dance, you'd fall because that's quite, unless you had insane balance. Women would be fine because they've got a much lower center of gravity than we do. So as guys, we'd be like, we just hit the floor every time.
That makes me want to watch it more. It's when you kick the ball, you
Interesting.
fall over.
Cossack dancing, Russian dance. That's weird.
I know.
Not only do they not teach you about taxes, like jobs, like things that you need, it's all photosynthesis, algebra, and Russian dancing.
Yes.
Interesting. Schools have just lost it, I think.
Pretty much. I was baffled, like horribly baffled. I was like, why? What is this? This isn't a sport.
Yeah.
But
Oh, there we are then.
There we are. There we are then, boys and girls.
So, Jamie, I meant to actually bring some more examples, and I completely forgot I wrote this last night. I keep having moments of like, ding, when I'm about to go to sleep. So I write them down really quick. I go, I need to add to that later, and completely forget. Do you know how we talk about like movie sequels that are better than the original?
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about movie title track songs that are better than the original?
Oh, nice.
So the one I have is Will Smith's Nod Your Head from Men in Black 2 is better than the original Men in Black.
Ooh, you
Because the
reckon?
guitar riff is sick as fuck. Yeah, 100%.
I
It's
think
amazing.
it's a better song, but I think the first one's more iconic. If that makes sense.
Because it's the first one. Yeah, no, I get you, because it's obviously it was the first movie, it's the first song. But the second track, Nod Your Head for Men in Black 2, is way better than the original, in my
song.
opinion.
No, it's a great song.
But I meant to give more examples, and I completely forgot to look up like better song sequels than the original movie.
See, I thought you meant like the song they released for the song was better than the movie because the movie was dog shit, but the song.
No.
was great.
No, it was in the second song's better than the first song. So Men in Black 2's track, Nod Your Head, is better than Men in Black, the original.
Because I was going to say,
in my
oddly
opinion.
enough, if you were on about that, my example was also going to be Will Smith. So that's a bit weird.
What?
Wiki wow, wow.
Oh, Wild Wild West.
Jim West,
I love that
Desperados,
film.
Rough Riders. No, they don't want none. I know far too
People
many
give
words
that-
that song.
People give that song. People give that movie a lot of shit, and I'm like, I quite like it.
I love the fact there's so many iconic films you've never seen, but you've seen Wild Wild West.
Fuck wanting to be in the middle of a fucking cornfield where you can't see the massive, jagged, like circular sauce coming at you with a hell no. Hell no.
Oh no.
But it then inspired me to think of iconic songs to TV shows and films that are played in clubs. So Men in Black obviously was played in clubs, but obviously alongside Baywatch got played in the club quite a lot when I was 18.
They did that dance remix, didn't they?
Some people stare to the everyone used to Baywatch Run everywhere in this cheese night in Moda back in the day in Old Cheltenham. But then obviously Ghostbusters gets played loads as well at club nights and that sort of thing. Which led me to think, like, you don't get such iconic songs now being played in clubs. Could you imagine Countdown? Oh, I love this. This is a fucking slaps. This does. It
was inevitable you're going to kill me off. Fuck's sake.
The weakest link. That hasn't really got
what the theme song went to that.
It just goes din, 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 din at the end. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. Big Brother was obviously a dance track anyway.
I just want to see everyone in a club dancing to the Bill theme song. So
Punk Rock Factory have just covered it. Have you seen it on their Instagram? It's fucking amazing. It was just so funny. I was like, could you imagine people, like, because obviously it reminded me of the Goth video where they're doing dancing to Thomas the Tank Engine.
Love that video.
You know, someone's dubbed Thomas the Tank Engine over the Goth. Yeah, it's amazing.
Love that video.
But I remember when I was a kid and being in a, I think it was a Beaver night. It was something like disco for oh my God, primary school. My words completely escaped me then. And they played Power Rangers, and I was like, oh, I love this so much. And I really remember teenagers taking the piss out of me, and I was like 7. I'm like, well, of course I'm going to love it. I'm 7. You're what, 13, 14?
I'm their target audience, dickhead.
Yeah, it was such a weird... Back then, I was like shit scared of everybody. So I was a bit like, oh, teenagers, I don't like it. But thinking back, I'm like, hang on a second. I love that show because it was aimed at, like you said, we were the target audience. We were kids. And there's these teenagers be like, oh, look at him, dickhead. Like, I really just remembered that right now. Weird.
And now we're 30 years old, 30 plus years old, and still enjoy the Power Rangers because it's fucking awesome. So go away, teenagers who bullied Tom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all right. I'll watch it every now and again, but, you know. But finally, my final thought of the day. Me and Keris went to IKEA. This is about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we're just bumbling through. And I was just like, oh, yeah, just like looking at stuff. There's a massive like Kallax I want for my to mount my TV in the middle. It's got like boxes all around. You can put like vinyl and stuff. Like, it's so sick. It's expensive as fuck.
Of course it's IKEA.
But it's lovely. But anyway, bumbling around IKEA. And there was a man and wife, and they were in the kitchen department. And the woman's like, you know, we had this for that. We had that. This could put this here, put that there. Like, it looked really great with this. Put the clock on the wall, you know, and explaining it. The guy pulled out one drawer, looked at it, and went, "Yeah, I'll take it." I love it. I love that women are like, oh my God, we could put the kettle here. The toast looks so great on the wall, and the coffee machine on this side. And the guys just open one drawer and go, that will be fine for man shit. Yeah, I love it.
That's going to be my man drawer. I like the sliders. We're in.
Yeah, it's just so funny. I was absolutely like dying. And so I was like writing out my phone. Keris was chatting away to me about some living room stuff. Shit. And I was like, it was great. I love people watching sometimes. It was just a very funny moment. It was just one of those moments I was like, oh yes, well, at least we're all as simply, you know, easily pleased. Like, I'm so happy about this. I say, but you know, it's when the other half talks to her, she's like, oh, you know, you want this, but we put this here. I'm just like, yeah, great, like, let's have it. It'll look great. I'm happy. Yeah. Put whatever you want wherever you want it. It's fine. No
matter what happens, you get in your way, so I'll just sign off on it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, perfect. It's a double thumbs up from me. So, Jamie, obviously, we've already stated the fact that you feel like shit, but how are you, my friend?
I feel like shit. I've coughed so much that I feel like I actually have a lump in my throat. It's killing me to the point I'm actually tempted to phone in sick for work tomorrow. I never do that. I don't. It just started out as a minor cough. It started off as bad ear. I could barely hear anything. And it's just sort of slowly progressed and progressed. It's just a cold. It's nothing more than that, but it's like cold's big cousin with massive muscles. It's come to kick your ass.
There's a new strain of COVID going around, isn't there? Yeah. But from what you just said, my manager had the exact same thing.
I've tested. I've done COVID tests. Come back negative. And just proper knocked me on my ass.
It's mutated. Yeah, a lot of people. My mum was not very well. My little niece, bless her, she's got. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it. Ocular, something or other, contentious sepsis.
Oh fuck.
She's really unwell. She's 5. So yeah, it's like everyone I can speak to is like, oh, God, yeah, you know. And like, because I'm going to New York in 5 days, I'm like, everyone, stay the fuck away from me. Nobody come near me.
It's good. This is why you work from home. You can just stay in your bubble and make people leave you the fuck alone.
I have to go to the office on Thursday. I'm going to go in a hazmat suit.
You don't need to wear a mask to work anymore, Tom. I fucking do, mate.
Yeah. I'm going to the United States of America, and they're going to be like, I'm sorry, man, you can't come in. No, I'm sorry, you got the COVID shit, innit? I don't know. I was trying to think of something really funny. My brain was going, sorry, Tom, not today.
You got
tonight.
the British sniffles. Get the fuck out of here.
We don't want your cold around here, boys. Yeah. So I'm sorry to hear that, man. Other than that, though, other than dying on your ass, are you okay?
Yeah, just a bit tired, but because I barely slept. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited for things to come. I've been very busy planning and putting things together. Ooh, find out more later. How the devil are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's one of those weird moments where I'm really excited, but I feel like I can't get excited yet. Do you know what I mean? Because I've still got 3 days of work left, so I'm like,
it's that weird.
I know it's coming.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like I'm so excited, but it's not quite here yet.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel real yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally, what's the time now? So we're recording this at 10 p.m. So it's going to be 5 p.m. in New York City right now. We're going to be getting ready to go to Broadway.
Ooh.
Like, we're going to be getting ready to go see Chicago on Broadway. And it's like nuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just to think this time next week, it just blows my mind. It's like, yeah, that's not happening. What do you mean? Oh, fuck off.
I was going to sing a song from Chicago then, and I can't think of a fucking single one. So, no,
I've already seen what Keris has shown me of the movie so far with Zellweger and Zeta Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zeta Jones is in it.
So yeah, and the dude from Step Brothers.
Which dude from Step Brothers?
Not Will Ferrell, the other one.
Oh, John C. Reilly.
That's his name. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
I hope he's in that now. I'm actually quite worried that he's not. My brain's going, I'm pretty sure I saw him in it. I'm pretty sure he plays Renee Zellweger's husband. I'm pretty sure he does.
If not, he looks a hell of a lot like him.
Yeah, so obviously, next week's nuts, like really nuts. I've also made plans to hopefully see our former guest Lydia Manson as well next week. But we shall see. That's pending at the moment. Yes, and former guest Noel McNeil, which I cannot wait for. That's going to be absolutely sick. So yeah. So sorry. Yeah, I'm good. So I'm buzzing. I'm really excited, but I'm also like, should I feel this way? This is weird. But I'm also like with work. I'm like, I want to work, but I'm also kind of like, only 3 o'clock. Come on, time. Come on, time. Where's Friday? Friday, where are you?
Wishing your days away this week.
Yeah.
More than understandable.
I just can't believe it's here. We booked it in November 2021, so we're like, come on.
Okay, that was it that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I booked it for Keris's birthday last year. Not the year before that.
Okay.
Like, nuts. Yeah, it's crazy, man. We've saved up. I'm just excited as fuck.
I can imagine.
So, gonna go down Queens, isn't it? I'm going down Queens, and because they've got a Hot Topic down there, and obviously Hot Topic and AW, you've got a deal. So, gonna get some merchandise, and I'm gonna bring you a little something back. So,
okay, ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you a little something.
Crazy for me.
So yeah, buzzing, man. Like, just really excited. It's a very long-winded answer. I do apologize.
It was, but it's all good. It's all we like.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So, what have you been doing yourself, my friend, other than having an absolute dying fit?
Before we move on to what we've been doing, I did want to point out something that we released just after we recorded last week. So on the show. So last week we released the Chronicles of Dublin Crust. As we all know, we spoke on the show. Tom went over to County Wicklow Island and spoke to all the cast and crew of Dublin Crust. It's absolutely amazing. Or brought back some amazing footage. And I've put it together this lovely little vlog, and you can learn all about the movie, all about the cast and the crew, and just watch everyone love Baz, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely, and it's absolutely incredible. It's had over 200 views already. We've had some amazing feedback on it. Some massive thank you to everyone who's checked out. If you haven't already, go check out the Chronicles of Dublin Crust. Go on Spotify, search in Dublin Crust. Go add the theme song from the start of the vlog to your playlists now. Or look in our playlist because it's there already. It's a great fucking punk song. I've been listening to it loads. But yeah, go check out the Chronicles of
It's
Dublin.
called All This Gold for people that it's called All This Gold. Yeah, I should probably actually name it.
Yes, my mind went blank. I'm dying. Okay.
But yeah, it's great. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing track. So yeah, the song from the movie and from the beginning of our vlog. There are some big waves happening on the old Dublin cross front as well. So keep your eyes peeled on all of Baz's socials at the same time as well. To stay in touch with all the latest news, or go to Dublin_crust_movie on Instagram and go and follow it on there as well, because it's gonna be a good year, boys. A good year.
Yeah,
and we're so proud and happy. Like, so proud of him. Like, massively proud of him.
And I won't be prioritising seeing my kids this time, Baz, you dick. Those little shots in the group chat earlier, cheeky swine. But yes, what have I been up to? I've roasted Rhiannon'd as standard. I've done a bit of the work. 2 of those nights on my own, which is always a bit weird working on your own, at the front of the hospital, just sat behind the main reception desk, just like, hi me, it's me. It's a bit, yeah, but you crack on. I went to a gig and it was fantastic. I went to go see The Darkness and Blackstone Cherry. I have wanted to see The Darkness since that first album came out. I've never had a chance to see them, so I was very happy to see them. And they did exactly everything I hoped for. That man is amazing to watch live. He has so much fucking energy. Like, every song sounded great. Yeah, they were just amazing.
Justin Hawkins, by the way.
Justin Hawkins, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Probably
shouldn't say who I mean. And Blackstone Cherry, again, they were fantastic, but I don't know them that well. I weirdly knew the first song and the last 4. The rest of them, I didn't have a clue. They were good, but I didn't have a clue what they were. But they were really good.
Was Big Train one of them?
Big Train was one of them, yes. I was like, yes,
That's
SmackDown versus Raw 2007.
There's that one, and there's one more I know, which I can't remember. Something My Father Said, I think it's called.
They played that too, yes. I didn't know that one, but they did play it because he went on a spiel about his dad and everything. So. But they are so fucking southern. Like, I didn't realise just how southern they were. It's like, this song here is all out for my family and friends over in Alabama. I was like, Jesus Christ, you're southern, mates.
So when me and Keris went to Cardiff to go shopping, I think it was a week or 2 ago, they played Cardiff International Arena, and we saw The Darkness pull up as we drove. We drove past the tour bus. So yeah, that was kind of, sorry, I just wanted to get involved. Sorry, carry on.
But I've been listening to that debut album like constantly since, because it's one of the best debut albums out there in my opinion. It's so fucking good. There's not a bad song on it. But unfortunately, I missed the opening band. But I've seen it before in 1999. Danko Jones.
Oh yes, I know who they are.
I remember seeing them at Ozfest in '99, but I don't remember them at all. I just remember seeing them. What else have I done? I did my first interview for Razor's Edge Rocks, which should be hopefully out very soon, with Carl Willits from Memoriam. Just 2 brummies chatting about metal. It was absolutely great. I can't wait for people to hear this. This man, you talk to him, you would not think he's the singer in a death metal band at all.
Was the whole thing? It's like, all right, mate, yeah, you're right, yeah, all right.
No one else is going to understand it, just me and Carl. Everyone else will be like, what the fuck are them 2 saying?
Unless you're from the West Country, obviously, or
West Midlands, not West Country, West Midlands.
West Midlands, sorry, yeah. Oh my God, my brain.
Come on. We did an interview last night, which was amazing, which you'll all see in a couple of weeks' time. And today I went to go see the kids. And today I ate asparagus for the very first time.
That's not what I expected at all. Firstly, how are the kids? Was that good? Did you have a good day?
Yeah, the kids are great.
Good. And how was your asparagus?
It was actually really nice. Never had it before. Although the wife's just giving me a look to say I have had it before, but I don't remember having it before. So, but yeah, either way, it was nice. I don't know.
Joe's cooking. Becky's cooking.
Joe Cook. Matt's
I don't know.
cooking.
Does she? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. He's house bitch. He's bitch, isn't he?
He's house bitch.
Yes,
yeah.
I do remember. Yeah.
And watching wise, while I was on nights, I just wanted something nice and easy to watch. So I've been watching Young Rock, which has been pretty good actually. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. Quite harmless, fun program. And Mr. Stevens, I have completed season 5 of 24. Oh my God, that's a good season. I've got that through that fast.
So this is personally one of my favorite series ever. Did you see that twist coming?
Which twist with the president?
Yeah,
there was a lot of twists. No, I didn't see that coming anywhere.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
Like so fucking like.
Yeah.
President Logan, I didn't like him from the start of the fucking series. I remember saying that when I said I'd started watching it. I didn't like that guy. I was right. They never should have trusted him.
Just Team Aaron Pierce. We love the Pierce.
Aaron, oh yes,
love the Pierce, and his wife Martha as well.
Love
Phenomenal.
Martha. Wonderful woman. But no, it's just so good.
That whole series is amazing. That whole fifth series is sensational.
It's sensational, but at the same time, that season can go fuck itself because it killed off two of my favorite people. That was heartbreaking. I was like, why am I so emotionally attached to these people? I only started watching a couple of days ago.
Because it's probably the greatest TV show on
really
earth.
It really is. I was just like, Edgar, no! I saw that. I was on the bus when I watched that bit, and I literally almost screamed out on the bus, Edgar, no! I had to realise where I was.
Do you realise? Do you know what does it for me every time? Is Chloe. Like, just every time. That's it. Like every time, like, you motherfuckers. But the episode after is also like when the member of staff's on the phone to his daughter. Oh my god, horrible! It's horrible. Yeah, it's such a great series.
And Chloe, she's so good.
We love her. We love her. Yeah.
And then the end. And Jack gets kidnapped. I was like, oh, that's going to be those people that are talking to the president. And then suddenly that fucking Chinese guy comes back. I was like, the Chinese are back. Like, fuck.
So Series 6 is the weakest series of the lot, in my opinion. The ratings were shit, which is why 7 is so fucking amazing, because they were like, oh, bollocks. They lost a lot of fans in 6. Just to let you know, I'm not gonna spoil anything. 6 has its moments, but 6 is the weakest series out of the lot, hands down.
Okay.
But 7, Jamie. Oh,
yeah.
Super excited to get there.
So far, 4 and 5 are tagged. I enjoyed them both just as much.
5 and 7 are elite.
I enjoyed them both for very different reasons, but those two were my favourite ones so far. But yeah, it's like 4 was like, oh shit, I need to see what happens, like action-wise. Was this one's like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on? There's a twist, the president, this is good, and RoboCop's here. And like, yeah, I just need to know what the hell's happening.
Yeah, I hope this actually spurs people on to go and watch 24, because it's just, it's all on Disney Plus, and it's absolutely unbelievable.
I am hooked, like, so good. Everyone needs to go watch it.
You're so welcome.
I love you.
And the fact we've had James Morrison, who plays Bill Buchanan on this show, is just now you can see why I'm so like. You can see why I was so buzzing, like so good, so emotional for it. Yeah, we love Bill.
I don't know what I find his voice really captivating as well. I thought that would mean to you though as well, to be fair. But when I'm watching the show, I'm just like, I will do anything for you, Bill. I will do anything for
you. We love the Buchanan.
Fantastic. Anyway, what have you been up to, my friend?
Sorry, yeah. So I'm doing a lot of Rihanna and Jamie, and obviously last weekend I had a bit of a lull, a bit of a moment where I was like, I had a bit of a dip, shall we say, where I was thinking, shit, I don't know if this job's for me. I don't know if I want to do this. You know, just having a bit of those moments. And I talked to my manager, I talked to some people who are great, and they're like, just honestly, just hang on. This week, sorry, do excuse me. This week changed the whole landscape. So obviously on Tuesday, I set out to London to go and do our first event for the company that I work for the CIO Institute. And we went to London, Great George Street, which is literally right next to Parliament, where they're having all the strikes on the same day. So I was nervous. I was a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing. We had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, which was brutal. I ate a full English breakfast at 6 a.m., which felt so weird. It was like, oh, give me all the stodge. It's so early, but I want all the stodge. I'm actually quite thankful that I did, because when the event started at 8:30, Jamie, I didn't sit down for about 8 or 9 hours. I sat down to eat lunch, and that's all I did. That's the only sitting down I did. It was amazing to mingle with so many people, even though they're like the big chiefs of like massive companies and massive banks and stuff like that. Just talking like normal people, just chatting. It was so amazingly, awesomely weird. I was like walking and talking with one of the big chiefs of Nationwide, and she was saying all these things. I was like, I haven't got a fucking clue what you're on about. But I was going, oh yeah, it's a pain. Must have been horrific when that happened. But I was just like having a bit of banter, having a bit of a laugh, and they're just lush people. And then I got named MVP for the day, and I just had the best. Amazing. I had the best time, and it literally just changed everything. Like it turned everything on its head massively. So I'm very thankful. Thank you to everyone who was just so great and wonderful. I really appreciate you all. And hopefully I'll be at many, many more events now. So
check you out, my little Montavious Montel Vontavious Porter. Oh yeah, got the name wrong.
Yeah. So I've got everything crossed for Chicago at the end of March. So work's been great. Like I'm absolutely thriving, loving it. I had my 3 months probation review today. It went really well.
Amazing.
They want to pass me early, and I was just like, this is just sick. Like, so that is just a big tick in the box. Like, I'm just so happy. Work is now amazing. Like, I don't wake up and go, oh God, okay, right, I need to give. Now I'm like, wake up and go, cool, right. So who's next?
We all have those days at work. We all have and weeks at work.
This is very, very true. But I'm very much looking forward to my break next week. New York City, baby. It's just like even the thing. I finished Vengeance Day today. It was all right. It didn't really. It didn't. The tag team title match was the best match on there. It didn't really captivate me in any way. I was like, it was fine. But watching it, I was going, shit. I'm on Monday Night Raw in a week.
Of course, yeah.
Holy crap, I'm going to be at the next Raw now. Like, mental, mind-blowing. Jamie, as soon as I hear Burn It Down, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. And I'm going to orchestrate the entire crowd either in front or behind me. I don't give a fuck. I'm just buzzing, like absolutely buzzing. So, yeah, if I hadn't mentioned it, I'm off to New York next week. And we've got so much planned. It's going to be great. It's not really going to be a rest time. It's going to be just phenomenal from back to front. It's, of course, Super Bowl Sunday on Sunday as well, which I won't be watching because I could not give a fuck about either of those teams. So no one cares. The Philadelphia fan base is horrific, and Kansas City Chiefs is there every year. Boring. So I won't be watching that. I'll be getting ready for my flight to New York, Jamie. No, joke. Watching wise, we've been watching The Last of Us TV series. Oh my God.
I need to start that.
Have you played the games?
I've played about half the first one.
So it obviously, we're halfway through the fourth episode, and it sticks to the game beautifully. But episode 3, I think is going to win a fuck ton of awards.
I've seen so much stuff online about episode 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible is all I can say.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. It was great. It was so great. Like, Karis was just bawling her eyes out, bless her. It's phenomenal. So we've been watching The Last of Us and thoroughly enjoying that. Other than that, I've just been making sure I'm up to date with WWE due to the fact we're going next week. So that I've got all that intact. Yeah. And other than that, I've been watching loads of Frasier.
Loads of Frasier, did you just say?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I fucking love Kelsey Grammer. And have you heard the news, Jamie? Frasier is coming back.
Is it?
Kelsey Grammer is going to do another series, yes, but it's going to be in Boston this time, not Seattle. So where he was born and that sort of thing, and they're going to do a whole brand new series from Frasier. So
as long as Niles is
like that, he will be. He is announced in it. Yeah, David Hyde Pierce is going to be there as well. But did you see the news today?
I had a feeling you might mention this when I saw it
Alty
earlier.
Towers is coming back. Now, I'm a massive John Cleese fan. So I'm a bit like, okay, it's either going to be absolutely phenomenal, but because of him, or it's going to be dreadful because of the day and age that we're in.
That's my concern. Can you get away with that humour in today's society?
It's John Cleese. Yeah, it's really wonderful.
I was the same. I was like, fuck yes, 40,000. Like, but can they do it?
Do you know what, Jamie? I think they can, because everyone can just get over themselves.
Well, they can, but it's whether they fucking will. I'm saying that, unless you're a fan of the original 40 Towers, are you likely to watch it?
Well,
No.
forgive me. The actors and the actresses' names have completely escaped me. But obviously, the original actor who played Manuel has passed away. The actress who played Polly has passed away, I believe.
Oh God, yeah.
And is the actress who plays wife still around? Priscilla Scales?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think he's the only original left.
That probably makes sense. I only mentioned he was coming back then.
I'm pretty sure, because the guy who played the major, obviously, he passed away ages ago. I think his daughter's going to be in it.
Oh, okay.
John Cleese's daughter, yeah, from what I read. But we'll see. We'll see how it fares. So I'm very excited for that anyway. But other than that, Jen, and obviously the one last thing I can't believe I almost forgot this. Saturday, my friend Paul came and joined me in Cardiff for the first day of the Six Nations. Obviously, Scotland took on England, and it was just amazing, James. I'm not going to lie to you. The entire Welsh contingency that were in the pub with us were all supporting Scotland at the same time. So I was the only Scotland fan in there, but it didn't feel like it. And we beat the English, and we deserved it, and it was great, and I was so happy, and I lost my voice, and it was amazing. Wales got absolutely destroyed by Ireland, so let's just say Keris wasn't very happy, or the people there were so many people that was screaming at the TV. It was, but there's nothing more invigorating than listening to the Welsh sing their national anthem, proper goosebumps. It was so loud in there, it was amazing.
I do love how patriotic the Welsh are, especially when it comes to rugby.
Yes.
Yeah.
They bloody well love it. But the Irish really took over the city. It was just green sea of green everywhere. It was mental how busy it was.
Was it at the Principality?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, so getting home was not fun.
I can imagine, yeah.
But it was just great. What a great day. Absolutely phenomenal day. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And that, Jamie, has been the week.
I'm not going to lie, when you said your friend Paul came over to see you in Cardiff, I really thought you were going to go. We went for coffee.
No coffee was had.
Automatically, actually. What I assume as soon as you mentioned Paul, you went for coffee.
No coffee was had.
You know.
Many beers, but no coffee.
No coffee. Well, we are caught up, sir. Shall we catch up with our delightful friend over there?
Come on, Braden. What's going on at Stay Cozy?
All right.
Is this thing on?
Well, howdy doody, everybody. This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more.
Gosh, Mickey. That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
the Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
You can get 10% off, man. That's right, Shaggy. Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boys.
I'll say it. I've said it once, Jamie, and I'll say it again. Greatest advert ever.
100% agree with you, my friend.
But you know what it's time for?
I think I might know. What is it?
It's time for Callum's Treachings.
Yes, boy!
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
Yes, Jamie. So Callum is back once again, but because we're away next week, did we mention that?
We may have mentioned this twice.
Has delivered on 5 Treachings this week. 5 Treachings. You're in for an absolute doozy. So we won't waste your time any further. Jamie, what is Callum treating us this week?
In the Toy Story universe, living as an unassembled Lego kit must be agonizing.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
I've heard so many theories about Toy Story characters. That one I've never heard. That must be weird.
So obviously when it comes to life, it must...
That's what I'm trying to work. Are they sentient blocks or is it only the whole thing put together that is sentient? So it's just body parts.
They must be sentient blocks, surely. Then they put themselves together.
You'll get the fuck off my head, Dave.
And they become one big. Then they become one sort of thing, like a Megazord.
Oh,
so like, do you know what I mean? So it just, I imagine. Oh, could you imagine trying to take yourself apart? Then you're like, obviously, you fall over because then that's the best way to do it. Surely, just fall over and smash to pieces, and then you don't have to remove anything apart from you're them really annoying ones in the green, the big green square rectangle thing.
Oh yeah.
Where obviously when you put it in, you can't, because if you fall, you can't get out.
You just snap it in half without snapping it in half to get all the pieces to pop off.
Steven, can you fucking pull me out?
I'm fucking stuck, Dave. Where's that big yellow thing you could stick on my head and pull me out?
Is that a thing?
Have you never seen Lego removers?
I can't say I'm a big Lego fan.
Yeah, true as well. It's like an orange thing you clip onto it and you pull, and it pulls the piece off. Once you can't go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you seen that there's the bloody Lego building championships now on TV?
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff for Lego. No, it's nuts. Considering that was made for kids, I'm pretty sure more adults buy Lego than kids do these days.
Well, I know somebody who is a massive Lego nut, like absolutely insane and mental for it. So
yeah,
he's a massive Star Wars fan. So
are we on about my father-in-law? Because that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, we're not. But yeah, that's. I wonder if I reckon they're all individually sentient and they become one big sentient.
I really want to see that. If that was real, like sentient blocks that come together to be like one big fuck off sentient monster, that'd be an amazing Toy Story.
But then again, Andy would know.
Would Andy know?
Because obviously if it comes together and builds, so say they're not assembled, and then when he disappears, they assemble, and then obviously they hear him coming. They've got no time to get back into the box again. So if they fall over and smash everywhere, he's like, "Why is my Lego out?"
That's a fucking good point. So they'd have to say sentient blocks. They wouldn't be able to play and get together and have a party.
No.
Nothing. Just got to stay as they are.
So if you're that little individual red one, that's just one, that's not a life.
I'm just a yellow sort of ball, not quite a ball, because I've got things on the end.
I'm just a little chip off the old block.
I'm just a little hand shape.
The little hand cup thing. I love that thing from Wednesday. Was literally just a little hand cup thing. Yeah. That is so funny. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, Jamie, let us move on. As soon as you're dying, let's get through these. What else, Jamie, is Callum teaching us? The
majority of things that boomers dislike about younger generations were created by boomers. For instance, we didn't create participation medals, they did.
That's a fucking good point. That's a really good point.
That is phenomenal. What I don't like, that this might get some like, ooh. I don't like the fact if they give a participation medal out to fucking everybody. There's a first, a second, and a third. Kids have got to learn.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
They've got to learn. Like, you can't just let everybody win. That makes no sense.
I always turn around if they don't win. I'll get what I did. Did you try hardest? That's all that counts. Try again next time. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. It's okay, darling. You tried. That's all that matters.
It's like it's an egg and spoon race. When you're older, no one runs with an egg on a fucking spoon. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
Well, if we're getting Russian fucking dancing football into the Olympics, you might as well get egg and spoon races.
Yeah. Have you got one, Dad? Exactly. You're doing fine. Sorry. I'm gonna resist it. But yeah, I get it, right? I get it. Mental health, you've got to look after the kids and that sort of thing. But they've got to learn, man. Like, I don't know if that's just everybody. Obviously, parents how they parent, and that's totally up to them. That's entirely their choice. But I very much be in the sense of like, I think let's be realistic. I reckon I'd be one of the worst. And not that I'm ever going to be one, but I'd be one of the worst parents ever. Because I'd be like, yeah, but just get over it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll have a chat about it and stuff. Like, I'll explain how it all works and everything. But if you lost, don't matter. Nothing happens.
That's not being a bad parent. That's being a good parent. That would make you a bad parent.
Have you still got all your fingers and toes? Amazing. Have you still got your arms? Perfect. Can you still see? Excellent. What's
exactly what I do. I've had a boo-boo. Do I need to chop it off? Is it broken? Crack on. It hurts. Yeah.
I think I'm like you. I'll be one of those people that if you're playing board games, it's like, oh, let them win. Like, no. Why would I let them win? Because, yeah.
Let's not talk about me competing against Olivia when she was like 1 year old at Connect 4 again, because I'll still kick her ass at Connect 4 if she fucking tries me.
Was she one?
I can't remember. She probably wasn't one, but you know.
I was going to say,
it feels like that long ago. It feels like that long ago we had that conversation.
That was so funny, though. Yeah, fuck you, I'll beat you, old fucker.
No fucking comes to me at Connect 4, mate.
But that is hilarious, actually. But it's so very true at the same time.
It's very true.
Everyone just fucking moans about everything these days. I mean, I do. Everyone does it. We all do it because
we're British. Of course, we moan. It's what we do.
I'm too polite to go on about it. So
very much. Oh, these kids, all they do is go on social media. Someone had to create it, and it weren't a fucking kid. So he's absolutely right.
How much bloody money they make out of that now? Jesus. Anyway, Jamie, before we really show our ages, and though we probably did it about 15 times, let's move on to the next one, shall we?
Okie dokie.
What else is Callum teaching us this week?
Buttholes weren't designed to be wiped multiple times.
Buttholes weren't designed to be wiped multiple times.
No, but I mean, if you eat shitty ass food, you're gonna have to.
You can't just one wipe it and be done, Callum. You got to keep going until you got no brown on the tissue.
I do love a ghosty though. I do love a ghosty.
The phantom poos are the best.
Poo. Yeah, you just go because even better. You go, oh, sweet, nothing there, perfect.
Save me plenty of time.
It's great, absolutely great.
Do you ever do that and then wipe against me? I've got that wrong. I've missed. I must stop. This isn't right.
Double check, yeah, just to make sure.
Just a double check.
Like, to work out, be like, fucking hell, love, you shit yourself. Yeah. I'll be honest, right? I don't get it.
There must be some science behind it or something.
I'm definitely a wet wipe man. I can't use toilet paper, dude. Like, fucking hell. It's like sandpaper. Like,
I can't use wet wipes. I feel like I've got a wet bumhole afterwards. I know.
Oh, it's great. I'm not gonna lie. It's wonderful. Revealing my kinks now. Mate, they're glorious. Absolutely glorious.
No,
you've got to be a wet wipe man that can't be using fucking sandpaper.
You might as well for this week. Toilet paper or sandpaper? I mean, toilet paper or wet wipes?
Definitely a wet wipe man. Harrison's looking at me like I'm fucking mental.
What, for using wet wipes or for talking about it until the entire
talking about it. I literally, we when we go food shopping and we get round to the aisle, I always go, right, I need 15 packs of these, thank you.
That's for me morning poo.
Yeah. Literally, I get a month, but then I normally have to go back for more. Anyway, should we move on?
Because I shit a lot, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to have to go do some investigation as to why that's the case.
Yeah,
I think it's because obviously the more you go, the fact you just start slicing it fucking open and it bleeds everywhere and it's never fun. So they had to go, there's anusol for that. Anyway, Jamie, what else is Callum teaching us this week?
There's enough men on planet Earth to build a bridge of dicks to the moon.
But would you want to climb it?
Probably not, but that might be one of my new favourite treaches.
If you climb, from what I found, if people look up, they're always mouth open. So you don't want to be climbing a bridge of dick. That is a lot of blowjobs.
A lot of blowjobs.
Incidental blowjob, not like full on accidental. What if it's really small? Or like, I don't know. Like, you can't really grip.
Oh, that's a nice size grip. Oh, fucking hell. Just get about to get a finger on that one.
But then they did have to be hard? Because obviously if they're soft, that's not going to be a very good ladder.
Yeah, you're going to... Saying that, he said bridge, not ladder. We're going with ladders here.
No one like walks with their head down like, oh.
How would we stand in order to make a bridge of dicks?
But the moon's up. So that's why I was thinking upwards.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's like the escalator to nowhere in Simpsons.
Yeah. I never thought I'd be on this podcast imagining a bridge of dicks, but here we are.
Would we all have to stand, like, are the dicks attached? So are we all stood there holding hands at the same time? Or
are we detaching them and sewing them together like one long bridge, or are we just standing next to them?
That's a horror movie.
I know.
What do you reckon it comes out like next year? New horror film coming to cinema near you soon.
Bridge of Dicks.
Of Dicks.
Oh, God, it's making me laugh, you prick.
Starring Dick Van Dyke as the Dictator.
Oh, fuck, ow.
And Dickie Bird Smith as the Dictator. Oh, wait, I already said that. Sorry, director.
Oh, ow. Oh, fuck me. Oh.
And his cousin, Beanbag. If you hang on too long, it becomes a slippery, slippery ride. Anyway, let's stop. Let's stop, shall we?
Please do, this hurts so much.
Yes! Or it could be like a really sad song in South Park. What would you do walking down the bridge of dicks?
Oh, God, that really does sound like a South Park song.
Like Light to Heaven. Anyway. Moving on. And finally, Jamie, we conclude. What is Callum treating us?
Whenever you buy and eat half a chicken, you're secretly sharing a meal with a stranger.
That is just beautiful. I love that.
That's insane. Oh, I hope the other half's all right. So this dog's like absolutely smashing through it. It's like, oh, it was a beautiful chicken. Lovely, yes, tasty. That is insane.
I love that. It's right though. I always wonder when you go get half a chicken. Do you reckon the other half of that said chicken is even there, or it's gone somewhere fucking else completely?
It's probably got somewhere else completely. I was thinking about a meme I saw, which was like, chickens have families, you know. Go, yes, well, I buy a family bucket so I can count them for everybody. Here's Mum. There's Dad. Well, your son's leg's lovely. I've got your lady's breasts on.
So, oddly enough, that the thought I had in a supermarket not that long ago made me think of that. Like when you get a bag of chicken drumsticks, do you reckon any of those are from the same chicken? Do you reckon at least two of them are from the same chicken?
Surely.
I don't know. Does it just go into a big batch, or they just put so many in a bag?
Yeah, it's a big production line. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, I can't help but wonder.
It's kind of romantic, isn't it? It's kind of special in a way.
Yeah.
Like eating half a chicken, knowing that somebody else is like, oh. I hope they're enjoying it.
Yeah, I hope they're enjoying it as much as me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how they had theirs. Did they have potatoes as well?
Yes. Callum.
Bridge of Dicks,
Special treats
one of my new favourites. I liked that one.
I thought you might be loving that one. Yeah, it's an absolute beauty. We're so fucking lucky to have you on this show. I tell you, every single week without fail, absolute beauty. But Jamie,
yes, sir.
I have to follow this.
Yeah, you do.
Time for Tom's Journal.
Ooh.
And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. Jamie, I feel this to be you. I'm kind of glad dinosaurs are extinct because I'm pretty sure I tried to ride one after a few drinks.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that is 100% me. I would love to have one as a pet.
Why?
It'd be really cool. What have you got for a pet? Triceratops. I wouldn't have a meat eating one. I'm not fucking stupid.
The conversation we had with Michael Aloisi.
Yeah.
What we talk about? Yeah, dude, no.
I'm not fucking stupid. I wouldn't have one that eats animals and people. I'd go for
Doesn't matter.
Go for a herbivore.
They're not meant to be kept as pets.
What? Saying that, it might be possible soon if you've seen they're trying to reincarnate the woolly mammoth. Could be happening.
Anyway, let's move on. Jamie,
Yes.
what's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
I used to know this.
I believe
can't remember.
the main difference is one will see you later and the other one will see you in a
fuck's
while. I could be wrong. I'm not a zoologist.
Fuck's sake. That is one of the worst, yet one of the best journal entries of all time. That's so fucking stupid.
I accept it. Nurse, carrying in a newborn. He weighs 8 pounds and is 21 inches long. And? Nurse. And what? Strength, magic, dexterity, all of his other stats?
Could you imagine? That'd be amazing.
Is he an alchemist? Is he a mage? What is he exactly?
I was trying to figure the D&D levels in my head and they weren't coming to me then.
Oh, I have no idea what they are.
They got further than I did.
James, this is me to a T, and I don't know why I do it. Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night because you need to piss, but you're actually so tired and cozy, so you go back to sleep with high hopes you just don't piss yourself?
Oh, I've done that so many times. Same, I've done it before. Like, I'll get ready for bed, get into bed, get nice and cozy, and I go, I need to pee now. Not even falling asleep yet. I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'm gambling it. Can wait till the morning.
Yeah, I'm risking. It'll be fine. This is a conversation between a girlfriend and boyfriend, all right? Girlfriend thinks boyfriend is mad because he's been very quiet. Girlfriend, what are you thinking about? Him, about how bike tires are made. Ladies, we got to start worrying about what boys are thinking because 9 times out of 10 it's dumb shit like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate that. What's wrong? Just tell me. There's clearly something wrong. No, I'm just thinking about stupid shit.
Yeah. I'm wondering why a tree is like 15,000 foot tall. I'm not, obviously. Just it's the first thing that comes to my head. I'm wondering why it's called a vacuum.
Yeah, why is it called a vacuum?
Never mind. Dad, are we pyromaniacs? Yes, we are, son.
Huh?
Let's start that again.
That's gone over my head. Try on again.
Dad, are we pyromaniacs? Yes, we are, son.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, God, I'm so slow, but at the same time, that was so bad.
It gets better. Do you want the next one?
Oh, God, go on.
My toddler was about to hit her head on a bar at the playground. So I told her to duck. She cracked at me and then hit her head.
I used to love doing that to people who go, duck, and they go like, quack.
I hope we didn't need that. Me vacuuming.
It's not so bad these days when you could just empty the Hoover, but when you were younger and it went into the fucking bag, they were not good days.
Yeah, then you were absolutely fucked.
Good old days.
Look, Jamie, can someone tell Sean Bean it's either Sean Bourne or Sean Bean? He can't have it both ways.
It's Sean Bean. Definitely Sean Bean.
Sean Bourne did really make me laugh a lot.
No, but it's Sean Bean.
It's definitely a very weak journalist week. I'm so sorry, everybody that's watching this or listening to this. I do apologise. This one's for you. How to negotiate with your cat. Step one. Give your cat whatever they want. Step 2, end negotiations.
Yeah. That seems pretty accurate. Just get your small wins when you can get them. Like later on when I get to shove a worming tablet down her throat. Oh, fucker. Yeah,
that's not fun. Having to give cats medicine, like, oh, okay, this is not going to be fun. Get it in there. Squatting the shit out of me. This really made me laugh because it's stupid. Please enter a new password. Password has expired. Chicken. Password must contain a capital. Chicken Kiev. Oh, fucking absolutely amazing.
Dumb, but it's great. That's more like it with the dumb jokes. Yes.
That was the best thing ever. So great. I scream. You scream. We all scream just constantly each day. It's a new nightmare in this hell-week world we call Earth.
Sadly true.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to do this all the time as a kid. Jamie, did you ever tidy your room and then spend half the night walking in and out, walking in and out? Just look at the great job you've done.
And you're like, Mom, Dad, come look at my room. It's so tidy.
Yeah, I used to do the exact same thing. I used to do the exact same. So I'm going to end on this, Jamie. Compliments for humans, okay?
Okay.
For a thing so full of blood, it's amazing you don't slosh when you walk.
That is fucking weird.
It gets worse. 3 breath holes? Now you're just showing off.
Fucking hell.
There's 2 more.
God.
The way you move makes it hard to believe that you're stuffed with bones. What was that? And finally, Jamie, wow, that's a lot of skin, but you really make it work.
As a fat man that lost a lot of weight, I deserve that compliment. Thank you very much.
And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
Superb. I enjoyed that one.
Not my best, I think. Not my best, but I'm pretty happy with it. So.
And as far as free breathing holes, I'd quite appreciate at least another one to help with this right now.
No,
2 of them don't fucking work.
Vicks is wonderful.
I don't think I've got any. I wish we got some.
I literally said, because my mum's not well, and I was like, Mum, you should just put Vicks on. She goes, love, it's too sticky. I went, right, okay, just be sick then. Like, just fucking deal with it. Stop bitching and moaning, and just fucking get on with it then. If you don't want to help yourself out.
I do that with Lemsip. I don't want to drink it. It tastes like shit. I'm like, I probably should. It's vile.
It makes no sense. It's so
me
fucking
being me,
good, though.
I talked myself into buying some because it will help. And then I went to shop and forgot to fucking grab it.
Yeah, of course you did.
Fuck's sake.
Of course you did. But Jamie, let's bring in that piece of resistance.
Oh yes, we definitely should bring in that piece of resistance.
Welcome to the Chronicles of Kristian James.
Oh yes, Kristian James is an incredible author. He was brought to our attention by a wonderful former guest, Michael Aloisi. This man writes kids' books, but with a little horror twist to them. He's got some incredible books out there, all about monsters preparing for Halloween, monsters preparing for Christmas. Those are his main ones, but he's also got this incredible, beautiful book called All About Our Main Street. I'm not going to give anything away about it. I want you to find out in this interview all about this book. And if you're a parent out there, I want you to buy this book because it is absolutely beautiful. It really is. I welled up reading this book. It is that beautiful. So, yeah. And this guy was just great to talk to. He's a huge wrestling fan. So, of course, we had to nerd out a little bit. But, yeah, this is a wonderful one. People are going to enjoy this one. Go check it out.
Absolutely. Kristian, thank you so much for taking the time to sit and chat to us. We really, really appreciate your time. Loved it very, very much. And we're very excited for people to check this one out. And like Jamie said, go and purchase his books. You will not, parents mainly, obviously, you will not be disappointed. Jamie!
Yes, sir.
Any final words?
Just a massive thank you to our wonderful guest this week. Thank you so much for talking to us. And yeah, you're a beautiful man. Keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, It's Kristian James from his car.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you a wonderful author who has dedicated his talent to writing spooky books for spooky children. A man whose website bio made me think I might have been reading about myself. Disney and wrestling, hello. Here to talk all about his wonderful stories in Salem and more. Today we bring you the Chronicles of Kristian James.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No, thanks for joining us. I know it's going to be hopefully won't be too uncomfortable in your vehicle there. So, but it's a pleasure all the same. Kristian, the biggest question that I like to ask everybody at the beginning of each episode is: how was your pandemic season? I know it's kind of still here in a way, but how was the last 2 years?
So for me, honestly, I worked the entire time. Like, I didn't get to remote. I got to drive, and I live in Los Angeles. So I tell people, like, I don't like to say the pandemic was an amazing thing, but when it came to driving, there was nobody on the road. So instead of an hour drive to work, it was only 30 minutes. And then my normal 90-minute drive to 2-hour drive home because of traffic was 30 minutes because there was nobody on the road. But it also caused me to switch over from doing scary movies, scary scripts, scary books to kind of going, man, I don't think I want to scare anybody anymore. I want to try to have fun and do, I ended up starting writing kids books. But that actually started in December of 2019. And then, of course, the pandemic shut the world down, Friday the 13th of March 2020. So, yeah, great times. But I was one of those people that, even though the pandemic shut everything down, I was still going places, still going out. As we had discussed beforehand, my other job, I was called up a lot. So I was doing other duties that made it to where I was doing things that I don't wish upon anybody else when it came to dealing with the deceased bodies and that kind of thing at coroner's offices. So
yeah, no one wants to do that. No, not at all.
No, not at all. No.
Before we get started, though, we did want to put out there a big thank you to a former guest of ours, Michael Aloisi, for putting us in touch with you, because that was really nice of him to do that. But take us back, sir, to the days you were a young boy. What did young Master James want to be when he was growing up?
I wanted to be a veterinarian, actually. I've grown up with animals since I was, a baby. And growing up, I grew up in Gilbert, Arizona. And at that time, it was a Mormon town filled with corn and cotton fields. And my parents, my mom, we actually had a goat, chickens, a turkey, 4 cats, a dog, 2 horses. And so I've always been a fan of animals. And actually worked at a vet office when I turned 16. And then realized the moment I saw a 6'6", like, biker dude carrying his German Shepherd in, that, the hip went out and he was going to have to put his dog down. I went, I don't think I can do this. I don't think this is something I can do. Like, I'm too close to animals. Like, I'd be crying with them in the room, And my other thing that I always loved doing was writing. Like, I've been writing since I was in junior high. But again, I was writing horror stuff. Like, the first story I ever wrote for short story in 8th grade was a werewolf story. And my teacher came up to me and goes, the day you get published I'm going to be the first one to buy your book. And I tried to track her down, but for some reason, my junior high doesn't have any record of her. So I'm like, does she not exist? Yeah.
A little bit suspicious.
Like, right? I was like, wait a minute. I was like, she went by 2 names. I don't remember her first name, but she got married between 7th and 8th grade, and I put her name out there, and all I got back was, we have no record of that individual. Thank you. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know you have a record of her. You're just being a jerk. And then my senior year in high school, for our creative comp class, our teacher let us write any story we wanted. So of course I wrote a slasher story, and at the very end, teacher goes, okay, I'll let you guys pick one person to read his story, and they picked me. And I was I'm good at detail. I'm good at visuals. I legitimately had girls covering their faces and like going, "Oh my God." And my teacher at the end goes, "I have one question for you." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "A lot." Like I like had in the house like one of those like a large garbage disposal where like he took the girl and like put her through the large garbage disposal. Had him break the guy in half and stick him in the washer. I got a C on that paper. He said it wasn't original.
What?
Yeah. There's no bitterness. I don't remember this 20 years later.
Mother Hubbard. Like, right. That's genius. Creative. I mean, that's so creative. And, like, obviously it's completely off your own back. Like, he didn't actually copy anything or, it's a completely brand new story. So that's shame on you, teacher.
Right. So that was 2002. Like, we didn't really, I tell people, like, back in the day when the internet was brand new, like, I wrote that story. I wish I still had it. We back then we had LimeWire and Napster, and it gave our computer AIDS, so we lost it, and I'll never see it again. And then in 2012 2009, I moved out to California for my job, and I got into doing movie reviews with a puppet I named called Astley. And they're still on Vimeo. They're still on YouTube, I think. It's called Astley's Craptastically Horrific Movie Reviews. And his name is Astley because he always has a hand up his ass. And then I also created a character that was simultaneous with Astley called Jameson the Gay Shark from Jaws. Because if you watch Jaws, he legitimately eats only the guys. He spits out the girls. So I thought that was funny. Like, so I created it's a little shark with, the little trigger and the mouth moves.
Yeah.
And then what I did is I actually met my buddy John via Twitter. He goes, "Hey, I love these. Would you want help special effects wise?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be great." So I actually bought a green suit, and I was working both at the same time. So throwing my voice with the two characters. And then John and I came together and we made a movie called Sledge. It's called. It came out in 2015, direct to DVD, got worldwide distribution on it. I played Adam Lynch and I wrote it. And then I ended up producing documentaries like A Perfect Bid, which is on Netflix. It was on Delta Airlines. And then my life kind of took a break due to personal issues. And now, like I said, in 2019, I kind of came back and I started doing kids books. And then, like you mentioned, Michael, I initially self-published my first book, which was All Hallows Eve in Salem. But my buddy goes, "Hey, reach out to this guy. Like, he's looking for kids horror theme, monster books." And I sent it to Michael, and Michael wrote me back. He goes, "Oh my God, I love this. I want this." And then I signed a 3-book deal with them. So that's where All Hallows Eve, Building Our Main Street, and Once Upon a Christmas Eve in Salem all came from. There's a good roundup for you for the last 20 years.
I like it. But where did the idea to write kids' books come from, especially with a background doing not very kid-friendly things?
Sure. So I'm a big fan of the Polar Express. So Chris Van Allsburg. I saw he was going to be at the Grove in LA in December. And my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, we went and met him. And when I met him, I didn't know he did Jumanji. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And I looked at her and I go, "I think I want to do kids books." And she goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, like, why not? It's a challenge, right?" So a week later, I ended up writing my first one. It's called Finding Prancer. But I signed half the rights away to my illustrator, and she's at NYU right now, so we'll get that one out eventually. And then the second one I wrote was Building Our Main Street, which is also released by AM Inc. Publishing with Michael. And we were just leaving Disneyland, and I remember looking up, my wife looked at me and goes, I really wish like retirement homes were kind of like Disney's Main Street, where you go to a different building and it's a movie theater, or it's a candy shop, or it's this, because her grandmother had been in she had hurt her hip and was in like a rehab center. And then my dad passed away in 2018. So I kind of melded the stories together. And that ended up being like my first fleshed out story. And like I said, that got published last July, and we actually celebrated. I have a 7-month-old daughter, so she was a month old when the book came out, and we took her to Disneyland to take with her with the book. And then All Hallows Eve just kind of came to us. We had COVID honeymoon in Salem, and I was walking down Essex, and I was like, I really want to write a kid's book with monsters about Salem. And she goes, what's it about? I'm like, I don't know. 2 months later, I was like, I got the idea. And I went to my office, and 20 minutes later, I came out with the story, and I said, I got it. Here it is.
Where did that idea come from then? You said you got the idea. Where did you get that idea from?
So I have a Boris Karloff Universal Monsters bust, and it used to be up in my apartment until I got married, and my wife went, no. And and now it's back in storage with the rest of my Ninja Turtle collection and Walking Dead figures and everything. But I was just like, I had the idea. I was like, what if kids were getting ready for Halloween? But what if it's the monsters? Like, we never really see how monsters would get ready for Halloween. So I was like, what if Frankie works at the witch house? What if Wolfie, is and he has to howl to start Halloween off? And of course, we got to have Drac, and we got to have the creature from the Black Lagoon, which I named Gilly. They're the Gillies. That's the family. And it just kind of came together. And, the real roadblock for me is I can't draw. I have no drawing ability. Like, if I draw a stick figure, you're still going to laugh at me. And so my wife goes, what about, have you ever looked at Upwork? And I went, I don't even know what that is. I ended up meeting Alyssa. I ended up putting the story online, and she bid and sent me a picture, and the picture's actually in the book. And then same with Building Our Main Street. I did the same thing, and Mattia reached out to me. So that's how I got them made, because I can't draw a lick. Like, I have about 45 kids stories I would love to illustrate one day, but I also have a gnarly, like, horror themed graphic novel I would love to make. I just need to find the right artist to be able to do it.
So, go on, Jay. Let's say, where did the love of horror come from then originally? Because obviously you said you wrote slashers and all that sort of stuff before you obviously got into kids' books. So where did the initial love of horror come from?
So according to my eldest brother, who's 14 years older than me, the moment I got home from the hospital from being born, my mom put me on the couch and there was a horror movie on. Like, yeah, I've been watching them since I was born. The first one I remember was Child's Play when I was like 4 or 5. Like, I still remember the nightmare because I remember watching it and then going to sleep, and my brother and I used to share a bed, and I woke up and I saw good guy dolls all around me, and I punched him because he was a good guy doll. Like, I saw that at 5. I saw Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 6, and then The Fly. When I went to go get my tonsils out when I was like 7, my dad took me to Toys R Us and goes, you can pick any toy for under $30. And I picked a talking Freddy Krueger doll. And he goes, how do you even know who he is? And I'm like, Mom told me. And then there was a big fight later, and it was probably because of me. But I rebought it when I got home from Iraq. And it's still in the box, and I actually got it signed by Robert Englund at Wes Craven's tribute show at the Egyptian in 2015. So that's one of my prized possessions I have.
That's awesome.
But
I just love the fact you started an argument between your parents by wanting a toy.
Well, that's the thing, is it wasn't even my dad. Like, I always say, like, my childhood was kind of ass backwards in the way that, they always say, like, your dad's supposed to be the one showing you movies you're not supposed to watch because mom will get mad. No, it was reversed. Like, my mom and I used to go to Blockbuster all the time when my dad was a fireman and military, so he was gone quite a bit. So if he was out of town, we were at Blockbuster getting the, Return of the Living Dead 3, Bad Moon, like all these, they're great movies to me, but back in the day, a lot of them, they were direct to DVD for the most part, or direct to VHS. But that was my childhood. Like, I lived in the video store.
Do you reckon that's what made you want to get into the world of making movies? Like you said, you did with your friend, just being so like in that world of watching movies all the time.
Yeah, and the fact that like I said, John, I always say everything happens for a reason, good, bad, otherwise. And John reached out to me, and like he got very big into like filming, like video filming. And he lives up in Potsdam, New York, which is 30 minutes from the Canadian border. And him and his family own a lot of land. So I wrote the Sledge script in a day and a half, and I sent it to him. And I go, look, I want Adam Lynch to joke. I don't want him to be the quiet slasher. I want him to be kind of silly and goofy. And then when the movie came out, I was at conventions and just talking to people, and they're like, do you know who Deadpool is? And I'm like, I have no idea who Deadpool is. I've heard of the character. I don't know anything about him. They go, read some of his comics. Like, Adam Lynch is like the Deadpool of horror slashers. That's what one fan came up and actually said to me. And I went, okay. I ended up reading Deadpool, and I got hooked because I was like, this is amazing. This is hilarious. And then, of course, Ryan Reynolds came out and plays Deadpool in 1 and 2, and now the third one coming out. But yeah, I just wanted to create something fun and different. Like, our budget was $800. Like, we made the blood on my buddy Russ's stove. We didn't have money for special effects. So every time Adam Lynch goes to like hit somebody with his sledge, it's a cutaway to a cup of blood with chewed up hot dog for brain. Right. Like, we didn't even have enough running time. We didn't even have enough running time for the film. So I told John, I'm like, what if we did like an Elvira type thing, but we bring Astley into it? So we brought Astley in to do like the host of the thing. And we even made a fake trailer called Amish Paradise, where we actually filmed real Amish, because I'm like, look, if they ever try to sue us, we just go, look, you're faking. How'd you see this? Because
that's genius.
They should never have seen it. Right? So
that is genius.
Yeah, so like that's how we got away with some of the stuff, because we had all this free land, and then we brought in John's friend Rachel to play like the girl watching the crappy movie. We knew Sledge wasn't any masterpiece. Like, I have an open mind to horror. Like, I looked at it as like, look, this is the first thing we've ever done. We had $800. It's good. It's not great. It's fun, and it's funny. Like, I tell people, you either really like the movie or you really hate it, and there's no in between. And that's how I would want it. Like, I would love for you to either really like it or really not. Like, I had a guy write a review that said he wished my mom never had me, and I went, my mom probably wishes that sometimes too. So I get it. Like, I tell people, like, I kill everybody with kindness. Like, I wrote the guy back, and I'm like, well, I appreciate your words. Hopefully the next thing I do, you'll enjoy more. He watched it again because he's like, wow, you're actually nice. I thought you were going to be mean to me. I'm like, no, I know that's what you want. He watched it again. He's like, I don't really like it. I'm sorry. I'm like, that's fine. I don't care. He watched it a third time and wrote me back and goes, I actually get it now. I really like it. Do you need help with the sequel? I'm like, no. Like, why would I bring you onto a sequel when you wish my mother aborted me?
Why watch it for a third time if you didn't like it?
I don't know. I don't know.
What?
It's like you stab yourself. It's like you stab yourself in the hand once. You're like, nah, that hurt. On the third time, though, it's numb. Yeah, third time it's numb. I'm gonna do it one more time. Let's see.
Going back to hello.
Oh, there you are, back, sir. There he is.
Did I freeze?
Yeah, massively.
But going back to the monster books that you've made, you've made like your own little universe with these characters. Was that the plan from the start, or something that you just went, I enjoyed this, I'm going to do another one with these characters?
Yeah, honestly, it was just, I did the first one. I was like, what if we did a Christmas one? Like, I'm big on holidays, and I love Christmas. Christmas is besides Halloween, of course, is my favorite holiday. and I had so much fun with that one because like I wrote the story and I was like, okay, this is cool. I really like it. But when we were illustrating it, I messaged Alyssa and I'm like, I want to add a bunch of Christmas movie Easter eggs. Because my goal is not just to sit there and read this once. I want you to go back and actually be able to, like, look for things. So, like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I have in there, because Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I don't care what anybody says. There is an Easter egg to Die Hard. So the ghosts are singing in the book, and they have, like, where they're playing their sheet music. It's on, like, a little tombstone. It has Hans Gruber on it, and it has Alan Rickman's birth year, and then the year he passed away in Die Hard, because that's where he fell from the Nakatomi building. Like, that is, like, to me, the greatest Easter egg I could have thought of, besides my Gilly being dressed as Cousin Eddie from A Christmas Vacation, where he's sitting in front of the house with a moose cup.
I literally read that earlier and I did not spot that. How did I not spot that? I love things like that. Fair play. I love things like that.
Yeah, so on my Instagram, the World of Kristian James page, I put on there all the Easter eggs for families to be able to go through and look and find. Now, I do have a Valentine's Day story where, like, you find out which monsters the witches are dating. And then I have another one that I wrote called Frankie Babysits the Little Monsters, and that's supposed to be like 3 or 4 years later. And you see the babies of those monsters, and Frankie's babysitting them. So it's kind of like a grown up. You get to see who they're with and how their child is. And I've always said I'm Wolfie. So like my child's name is Hallarina, and so my daughter's name is Abigail, and she literally is Hallarina. Like, she just loves to talk like me. So. But those are down the line. Those will be in the next couple of years, hopefully.
I love that you've got books that follow on from each other. Like, I think that's a genius move. But is it right for kids, like, quite a difficult thing? Not in the sense of writing the stories, but there's a lot of rigmarole involved, isn't there?
Is there a lot of what? Sorry?
It's a lot of rigmarole involved. So it's like, you can't write about this, you can't write about that, you can't say this, Is there any of that involved?
Not really. Like, with building our main street, I didn't want anything to be where it would turn people off from it. So in other words, like I'm a Christian. I believe when I pass away, I'm going to heaven. But I don't know what you believe. I don't know if you believe in heaven. I don't know if you believe after you finish your main street, you go somewhere else or whatever. So that was the only thing, is once I wrote it, I went back and deleted certain things because I wanted it to be inclusive. And again, not PC inclusive, just I want everybody to be able to sit here, read the book, because the ultimate goal for, like, Main Street, like, I have a sequel coming out. It's already done. It's already illustrated. It's called Building Our Rainbow Bridge. And it's for those people that lost their fur children, or even if it's a snake, it's a cat, it's a tarantula, whatever your pet of choice is, I want people to be able to sit down with their kid and go, you'll see them again. And here's where they went. And, it's about their favorite places and memories. And, like, I have an entire, like you're talking about continuation, I have other stories called, like, Building Our Togetherness, Building Our Forgiving Tree, like, all these stories, because I want it to be a way for parents to be able to sit and talk to their kids about their emotions and what they're feeling and what they're thinking. Because I'm going to be honest, my dad sucked at talking about emotion. My dad sucked talking about feelings. He's like, hey, suck it up, get over it. No, I want people to be able to talk about these things, because I remember what it was like being a teenager. Like, my dad legitimately took my cable box because he thought me watching the WWF was making me an asshole, like, and getting angry with him. And I'm like, no, I'm 13. Like, everything you say upsets me, and I don't know why. I can't control it. It's not because Stone Cold's flipping everyone off. It's because you tell me to take out the trash and it upsets me, and I don't know why.
Do you know what? When I read Building Our Main Street, like, it absolutely ruined me. But then it got me thinking. Ruined me as in, like, it really hit me hard. I was like, wow, this is incredible, because I don't think that these sort of books actually exist anywhere apart from yourself. I've never seen them ever. Quite a genius move, actually, because I think it's incredible. It's great that to get parents talk with their kids, that sort of thing. Because, like you said, like back when we were younger, it never really happened. Like you say, your dad's just like, "Oh, it'd be fine. Don't worry about don't worry. Just get over it, move on. Let's go. Come on, crack on." But I just felt like it was a very personal story, and I just absolutely loved it. It really hit me in the feels, as it were.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Like, that was the one thing too, right? So when my grandfather died, so this was technically my step grandfather, but I never knew my dad's dad. He passed before I was born. This individual's name was Grandpa Taylor, and he passed away. And I looked at my dad. I'm like, "Tell me about him." And he goes, "Just know he loved you." And I'm like, "That's not what I want. I want to know him." So the Main Street book actually was because of my nephews. Like, when my dad passed away, it was very unexpected. And my nephew was like, when I saw him, he goes, "Yeah, my dad called me," and he was 9. He's like, "I just hope he's not," I was like, "I hope he's not dead. I hope he's not dead." I'm like, "You don't understand what that means." But I was like, I want to be able to sit and be able to talk to you about your grandpa so you know who he is. But then I was like, I also want you to be able to sit with your dad, and for your dad to be able to tell him stories about himself so you get to know your dad better. And then hopefully you can tell your dad right now at this age what's on your Main Street right now. Because when I was 6, it was Ninja Turtles, it was pizza, it was the Chicago Bulls. Fast forward 10 years, it was completely different. But that's why there's 2 blank pages at the end of the hardcover book and paperback, because I want people to be able to sit down with their kid and put their age and say, "Okay, what's on your Main Street today?" And then in 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, go back, kind of like when you're measuring your kid's height on a wall, go, "Okay, what is it now? What has changed?" Because I guarantee you, when that kid goes into his 20s, he's going to revert back to loving things that he or she loved when they're 5 or 6, because they're not going to care what anybody thinks anymore. Because that's our biggest thing. Like, I love the Power Rangers, but if I was 15 or 16 and you asked me about the Power Rangers, I don't watch that. Even though at 17 I was wearing a Power Ranger shirt I got at Hot Topic, the brand new store at the mall.
And just to reiterate on what Tom said, this book is beautiful. I had tears in my eyes when I was reading it earlier. I've got kids, and it was just, it broke me, like Tom said. But I'm not a religious man, but you are doing the Lord's work with this sort of book, because in a personal way, with my daughter, when my wife's grandmother passed away, we couldn't think of a way to really explain it in a way that she'd understand, which is sort of like, she's not here anymore, But the book, when I read it, I was like, if only I had this sort of thing then. It's such a beautiful way to make them understand.
Thank you. Yeah, and like I said, the idea came between my father passing away and realizing there's nothing out there. Because, if you go on Amazon, like, there are other books, but not really. And that was the thing too, right? Is I wanted it to be something different, unique, and I wrote it. So I wrote it in about 20 minutes, and I texted it to my now wife, and she's my biggest critic. Like, she'll always tell me, like, there's needs more detail, needs more this, needs more that. I didn't hear from her for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I was like, man, it must suck. And finally she gets back to me, and she goes, because she was a teacher at the time, high school teacher. And she goes, "I had to step out of my class because I started crying. So I had to go show another teacher, and they started crying." She goes, "This is a really, really good story." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "Oh my God, I wrote something good." Haha. So I'm of the mindset of the Kevin Smith mindset, right? Where Kevin Smith is always like, they're like, "You're a director." And he's like, "Yeah, kind of." And same with me. They're like, "Hey, you're a writer." I'm like, "Yeah, kind of." Because I don't want it to sound bad, but I write my stories really, really fast. Like, I wrote All Hallows Eve in 15, 20 minutes. I wrote Main Street in 15, 20 minutes. I wrote Building Our Rainbow Bridge in the same time. Like, I have the idea. It's a stream of consciousness. I write it down. I read it once, and then I send it to my wife and a friend to read to give me feedback if anything needs to change. So, and then it just kind of sits there. Like, I'm trying to find a literary agent, and I sent my stories to a guy that's helping me, and he picked a story from April of 2020. I don't even remember writing it. And he goes, "This is your story. This is the one I love." Because he loves Rainbow Bridge and Main Street, but he goes, "Those are already done." And I was like, and then he sat with me recently, and we went through and redid it. Because I told him, I go, I don't remember writing the story, so I'm not like super dedicated to it. And you know, for me, I just want to be able to help people and help families and help kids, because again, we grew up in a time when I think our dads pretty much didn't show a whole lot of emotion. And I don't want that to be with my daughter. Like I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be here next week. Like I want to be able to tell her everything I can, and share everything I can with her. Cause I don't want it to be like my parents, where they went to Hawaii and dumped me and my brother off at my grandmother's for a week, and I still haven't been to Hawaii. So I'm like, come on. Right? Like, I understand you want to get rid of us. I get it. We're annoying, but damn, come on, take us with you.
Have you had much feedback from parents regarding the book, like using it to help their kids?
So that's kind of I think one of the most shocking parts, right? All Hallows Eve in Salem did very well. Like it did very well. Like when we self-published it initially, I was shocked. Like I bought 50 copies thinking they may sell. We sold over like 1,500 copies in a month. Like I couldn't keep them in stock. So I thought Building Our Main Street was going to be something similar. Honestly, it didn't do very well. Like people loved it. I did a lot of podcast like interviews, and I was hoping, but let me put it this way. I've had multiple families reach out to me and tell me that it helped them out a lot. So, and I told my wife, I'm like, look, it's not about money. It's about helping people. Like if I found out that, my friends have lost a family member, I write them and I go, hey, can I send them a book? Do you have their address? Like, I don't care about the money. I want to help them, their family. Like if this book could be a way of closing a gap or healing, like that's what I want. And so I always told my wife, I'm like, yeah, we sold like 6 books. She goes, yeah, how many do we give away? I'm like, about 30. I was like, because I'm not that person that when somebody's mourning, I can't be like, hey, by the way, you owe me $25 for the book. Like my buddy, one of my closest friends, like his grandmother passed away, and I saw him posted on Instagram that his grandmother passed away. And I instantly got a book, signed it to him and his family, mailed it. He didn't know it was coming. He got it in the mail, and he called me crying because he's just like, I needed this. And I'm like, I know. He goes, what do I owe you? I'm like, nothing. Share it with your daughter. Like, read it to your daughter and talk to her about what was her great grandmother. Like, tell her stories. Don't let her, it's like the movie Coco. Like, don't let their memory die. Like, share these stories to build upon them. Like, that's what we need, especially right now. Like, I always tell people in America, I'm like, I don't care what your political stance is or what your political party is. Just be nice. Like, that's what we need. We need togetherness. We need happiness. We need people to be happy. Like, stop worrying about what the person on the left says or what the person on the right says. Like, look at your neighbor. Like, that's what matters, not what the media wants you to believe.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that one. But
unless they're a Patriots fan, Christian, then I'm probably not going to get on with them.
I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan, and we've never won a Super Bowl, so I don't say much.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm a massive Steelers fan just because of Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was my hero growing up. So I associated, because he's from Pittsburgh. So I was like, well, I want to be a Steelers fan then because he's a legend. So I'll just support the Steelers. And then I luckily got to meet him in 2015. So I wore a Ben jersey and he was like, I would just chat for it. It was awesome. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So I actually have quite a soft spot for the Cardinals. And but what threw me was you're a massive Cards fan, being from Arizona. So why do you support the Cubs?
So I'm originally from Chicago.
Okay, right, okay, got you.
So one of the things I could talk to my dad about was the Bears. So I did follow the Bears. But in 2005, 2006, they were building the new stadium in Arizona. And I went, you know what? I want to have my own team. I'll still like follow the Bears because it's the family team, so I have stuff to talk to them about. But I want to be a Cardinals fan. And they drafted Matt Leinart. I'm like, yes, we're on the right path. We got Matt Leinart and Larry Fitzgerald. Well, Matt Leinart went down with a broken collarbone, and here comes Kurt Warner. You know, and you talk about Pittsburgh Steelers. So the 2008 Super Bowl, Santonio Holmes, now that they have like super in-depth replay, his tippy toe touchdown at the end of the game, he was out of bounds. But I was actually taking a friend to the airport during that game, and I was listening to it on Sirius XM. And when Fitzgerald caught the touchdown, my phone started buzzing. Like, I'm like, you jerks, you just jinxed them. Now the Cardinals are going to lose. And so when they ended up losing, I'm like, okay. I was like, you know what? I'm a Cubs fan. I'm used to losing. So when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, I tell people Game 7 was the best game of my life. Because you're like, oh my God, they're going to do it. 8th inning comes up, Rajay Davis hits the home run to tie the game. Oh my God, they're going to choke and lose it. I'm not going to be able to watch Major League ever again because the Indians are going to ruin my life. You know, and then they got they won the game. And I tell people, I'm like, I don't care if any of my other teams win. I got to see something my grandfather never got to see. He died at 93, born in 1918. He never saw Cubs win the World Series. Like, I got to see something that man never got to see, unfortunately, and he was a Cubs fan. So,
that's incredible for the fact that you got to witness that, obviously, for him. I've never understood that sport. I've never got baseball. I don't know if it's a British thing, because obviously we have cricket here, which is fucking terrible. But, like, I don't know. I was in Colorado 4 years ago, and a Denver fan was trying to explain it to me, and I was going, I just don't get it. What is it about that game? Because it lasts ages, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours, 3 hours.
Okay, so same as NFL. I might have to give it a bash because I don't know. I don't know if it's a ball when you hit it with a stick kind of sport. So I'm a bit like, nah. So when's the new season starting?
New season starts, I think it's end of March, beginning of April. That's when it usually starts. Like, pitchers and catchers report on Valentine's Day, which I always thought is weird. It's like, really, you're not going to let them spend it with their significant other? You're going to make you show up to Arizona or to, Florida? Cool. But the season usually starts around April 1st because it's my birthday, so that's how I always know it. And it's WrestleMania season, which I'll be at WrestleMania this year. So
no way.
Yeah,
of course, it's in LA, isn't it?
Yep. I was there last year too. I actually met Kurt Angle there last year at WrestleCon. Mickey James, Trish Stratus, Lita. I still need to meet Stone Cold. Like, that is the epitome of him and The Rock are the two that I have yet to meet. But yeah, baseball, like, I get it. Like, a lot of people don't get it, right? They find it boring, and that's fine. Like, I always tell people, like, it's like soccer or football. I don't care. I can go to a game and I love it, but I cannot watch it on TV. Baseball for me is I have the game on and I'm doing other things. Like, okay. I used to watch the Cubs on my iPad and play a video game because, again, it's slow. Like, I can see what's happening and I have ADD in a way, so I can multitask.
Okay.
So I get it.
Yeah, no, fair. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. Obviously, do you know what, for Kristian, I'll give it a go this year and I'll see what it's all about and see if I can actually get my head around it. Because quite a few of my friends love it, like absolutely love it. So, first things first, did you enjoy the Royal Rumble?
I did. I think let's be honest. Everybody knew who was winning the men's Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Like, I'm a huge AEW nut. I was at the first pay-per-view in Vegas when it first came out. I went to the first, was it All Out in Chicago?
Yes. The original.
Where Jericho won the title? Yeah. Where Jericho won the title?
Yeah.
yeah, so I was there. I dragged my brother. I was like, "You're going with me. Let's go." Like I was just at AEW a couple weeks ago, and then my wife was 9 months pregnant last June when we went to the one here, and I caught COVID there. That was great. Yeah, we caught it. I legitimately caught it 11 days before my daughter was born. Yeah, and that was great. Like, and I tell people, like, man, I was tough. Like, I didn't catch it, and I was working in a coroner's office for 2 years. Like, I was good. Damn AEW. But yeah, the Rumble. Like, I thought Gunther. Like, man, that dude's a beast. Like, I loved him in NXT UK. I really hope they push him. Like, he is awesome. The women, I love the fact they let Rhea and Liv go all the way to the end. I'm a big Liv Morgan fan. I really wish they would have let her win, but I knew they weren't going to. When Nia Jax came back, I think a lot of us went, "Oh no!"
That's exactly how I reacted.
Because she hurts people. So then, and then the end with Roman and like legitimate, like I knew it was coming to the end, but I was hoping it wasn't yet.
I wanted to see it go longer.
Yeah, I loved Sami Uso, but I love Kevin Owens. I've been a huge Kevin Owens fan since he was Kevin Steen and like all that. But then Jay's reaction, like the fact that he looked hurt, like so upset and hurt. I'm like, man, I really hope they're going back to when Jay was fighting Roman during the pandemic era, because those were amazing matches that nobody seems to remember.
Main event Jey Uso, they've got to bring it back. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so I'm excited to see where they go. Like, I'm excited for Monday Night Raw. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy Vince left and Triple H took over, because I got so tired. Oh my God. You turned LA Knight into Max Dupree, Karrion Kross in a gladiator outfit. Like, what?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing, does he, anymore? Bless him. Just no. Bye-bye. Much better now. Much better now.
It is, and I love Vince McMahon. Like, he's the architect of my childhood in a very big way. But, oh God. Like, when Karrion like popped up on Monday Night Raw first time, I was like, oh my God. I told my wife, because I was big in NXT, I'm like, just wait, like Scarlett's gonna come out and do this, and Karrion's awesome, and he came out wearing that, no Scarlett. I'm like, wait, oh my God, they're gonna kill him. It was like the Simpsons meme, stop it, you're killing him.
He's already dead.
It's Ralph going, in danger. Like, yeah, like I met Karrion and Scarlett at WrestleCon last year, and I didn't even know what to say to him. I'm just like, bro, sorry. Like, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, I'm such a big fan, but what happened?
Yeah, I'd love to know what made him think that's a good idea. We'll do that.
I mean, but again, like Karrion's back and they're jobbing him out too again. So I'm just like, I don't know what they're doing anymore. Like, I'm like, maybe just have Karrion go away for a while, have him come back as a complete beast. Like, I mean, I understand Ray won on a roll up, but still, it's like, nobody cares.
No, that's the problem.
What'd you guys think of the Rumble?
I really enjoyed it. Like you said, predictable winner, but really enjoyed the match itself.
See, I wanted Sammy to be in it and to win it. I wanted it to be down to Sammy and Cody, and everyone thinking Cody's going to win, and obviously just missed it by that much, sort of thing. And have Sammy win the Rumble, then be like, "Oh, what's going to happen? What they're going to do now? Oh my God!"
Well, yeah, because Ray never technically entered, so everybody, I was hoping like there was going to be like a random 30th pick, like or like Sammy pops up, but I think WWE is kind of currently in a bit of a pickle because it reminds me of Daniel Bryan and also the Kofi Mania situation where, yeah, congratulations, your golden boy Cody Rhodes. Like, I'm sorry, I love Cody, but I got so tired of him in AEW. Like, every damn toy figure series came out, and there's a Cody, there's a Cody, there's a Cody. Cody's has his own TV show now. Like, I officially don't care about you anymore. Like, and I'm sorry to say that. So when he came back at Mania, I was there. I didn't care. I was like, oh, Seth beats him. And then he had his match with his torn pec. That one I was behind him. It's like, you know what, dude? That's awesome. I'm proud. That's crazy. Yeah, like, that is crazy you're doing that. But Sammy has the story. Sammy has the heart. Like, so right now what I'm thinking is they keep talking about Roman wrestling 2 nights. Maybe have him wrestle Saturday and Sunday, one against Cody, once against Sammy.
That's what I'm hoping they do. That's what I'm hoping they do.
Like, but then do you keep one of the titles on Roman? Do you have Cody lose? Or do you have Sammy lose? Or do you have him lose both?
Yeah. They've made themselves a problem now.
Yeah, and I'm going to be there going, oh my God. Like, I'm either going to erupt or go, oh my, because I was at WrestleMania 33 with Taker and Roman in Florida.
Oh.
And when Roman beat Taker, I went, really?
That's what we all said.
Like, I was like, this sucks. But, you know, the Hardys came back and I lost my mind.
Yeah,
I was like, that's... But then Cena proposed to Nikki, and I'm sitting here going, oh my God, I don't care. It's not going to last. I didn't go to the bathroom for 8 hours. And I was like, this is my opportunity. But so many other people were doing that too. I knew it wasn't going to work. Sorry, Nikki. I hope your 4-part special goes well.
Oh, I suppose we should actually carry on talking about your books, really, as I was already here to talk about. Just
I could talk wrestling all day. Like, I love it. So
that's a problem. So could we. But with your characters, especially the Salem characters, would you like to do more with those characters, like off the page? Because I think they'd be great as like a cartoon animated series, something like that. Is that something you've ever thought about?
Yeah. So, so my wife's an assistant principal, and at her school, I reached out to them because I actually wrote a script for All Hallows Eve in Salem. So the story goes, you know, it would be like a Charlie Brown, Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown type thing, where it'd be like a 22-minute cartoon, but you get more in depth with the characters and the story. You know, I end up bringing in the town's kids a little bit more, where their goal is to get 3 pillowcases full of candy. And they're going around to all the houses, and you see the monsters as they're doing their thing, and the monsters going trick-or-treating with their little ones and that kind of thing. And then, you know, the feel-good moment that's different from this compared to the other is, you know, at the very end, all the leftover candy Frankie takes to the children's hospital that weren't able to go trick-or-treating. And at the end, you know, the kids look at their 3 large pillowcases because they did reach their goal, and they end up donating it to the kids because they're like, we're not going to eat all this. And, you know, I'm hoping, because my goal again is to help people. So I asked my wife if she could reach out to her school's art teacher, because they're doing animation, and asking if they'd want to help, like either do like a sizzle reel or try to actually create it. Because I'd love to get them IMDb credit, maybe help push them into that career once they graduate high school. But I do have that. The other thing that I'm looking to do is, you know, I told you guys about the puppets that I started with. My goal is actually to get puppets made of Frankie and Drac to start, and then doing a kids TV show with the puppets where I have a green screen behind me, and it's like a weekly 5-minute thing on YouTube where it's just fun. It's learning. It's, you know, different stuff like that. because again, it's something I enjoy. I love these characters. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my website, last March, I created what I call the spooky version of Elf on a Shelf. It's called Drac's Tomb in a Room. And Drac comes in a coffin, a 13-inch coffin, magnetic enclosure, and Drac is actually bendy. He has wire inside of him, and he can hang upside down and hold 5 pounds. So the ultimate goal was for people to be able to have fun with him all October long, and the kids actually get to play with him, because Elf on a Shelf, if you touch the elf, he loses his power and can't go tattle on you to Santa Claus. So I was like, well, what if Drac, like, what if it's the kids are supposed to incorporate him and have fun with him, and it's their job to put him back in his coffin at the end of each night, in the morning, because the sun is just dreadful for him. But he did very well. Like, we did an initial run of 1,000, and in a few months we sold half of them. And a lot of them went to stores. Like, I had somebody reach out to me about wholesale, and we started doing wholesale. So now they're in Las Vegas, they're in Salem, they're in Texas, they're in Arizona, they're here in California, they're in New Orleans. And again, I tell people, I'm like, my goal is to just hopefully let kids have fun. I created a Frankie, I created a Gilly, I'm having a Meredith, the Purple Witch made right now. And it's one of those, if people want them, I will gladly produce them, because I don't believe in ripping people off. Like, I don't, that's why, like, we make minimal profit off of a lot of the stuff that we sell, including my books. That's why they're free shipping and stuff like that. And because I just want people to be able to have these and to share them and let their kids enjoy them. So yeah, like, my goal I would love to do a TV show. I would love to be able to build these characters out, have more fun with them, let them be more fleshed out on a TV show. The one stories that I wrote during COVID was called The Crazy Misadventures and True Life Stories of Ella, where this girl tells these outlandish stories, because I've gone to a couple schools reading my book, and this one kid, he actually kind of inspired it, because he goes, my mom was bit by a zombie last night and she died, but she woke up today and she's fine. Like, what? Like, how do I reply to this? He goes, yeah, she fell out of a helicopter and she landed on a car and she walked away. And I'm like, are you watching She-Hulk? With the character that kills himself? Like, I'm trying to process what he's saying. But with this story, Ella, she tells these outlandish stories, but at the end of each story, you're like, wait, there's always a hint that maybe she wasn't lying. Like, she gets swept away at the ocean and comes aboard a pirate ship. And so, it's one of those type things. And when she leaves the pirate ship, she ends up, producing his hat, Adam Lynch's pirate hat. And people are like, wait, that's real? Is it fake? Did she already have it? But then at the end of the series, the very end, I wrote 22 stories. So I was thinking 22 episodes, right? So the very last episode it's her birthday party, and all the monsters are showing up. All the people from her stories are showing up to celebrate her birthday with her, and her parents are like, wait a minute, this is all true? That's all these tales, all these stories, that would be the story, the show I would absolutely love to make, because I love being able to just create nonsense. That's what I call it. It's just nonsense to me, because it's our imagination of when we were kids and wanting to jump off the top rope and elbow drop. I legitimately have an episode where she gets whisked away to this fairy land and she has to wrestle for the fairy championship. Because again, I'm like, man, I would have given anything in the day to get pulled into the ring and go one-on-one with Stone Cold,
I love it so much. You've got all these amazing ideas. Would you like to do this for a full-time living, or are you happy doing it as I don't want to say a hobby, because obviously take it serious, but aside from your day-to-day job as well?
Oh no, I've told my wife the moment I can retire and do things that I want to do, I'm done. Like, because this isn't like talking to you guys, right? This isn't work to me. This is fun. Like, I love being able to talk and have fun and do stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, my job is great, but I sit at a desk for 8 hours doing things to help other people. Like, I do cybersecurity. That's my job. That's great. It's wonderful. If I can sit and write stories and create dolls or TV shows or series or movies or anything like that, that's the dream, because my philosophy is friends helping friends. So it wouldn't just be me. Like, I would bring my friends in to help. I would try to get their projects going too. And I think that's one of the hardest parts about this entire business coming from movies and things is I had a lot of friends that when I made Sledge, like, because of Astley, like, I had a lot of friends in the business, but then when I made Sledge, they all vanished because a lot of people don't want to help other people. They want the limelight for themselves. And if you take it, and if you start doing your own thing, they're afraid you're going to take from them. And I'm like, no, that's not how we should look at things. We should look at it as your friend's doing something. Now you can help him, and then he can help you and bring other people in and help each other out. And that's been my mentality ever since I came back into creating and doing stuff is I don't want to be that person that, like, steps on people's backs to get where they want to go. Like, I want to take people with me. I want to help people build their dreams and their passions too. And, I'm not going to say that I'm going to become my goal is to become a New York Times bestselling author. That is my goal. And I would love to be able to help other people, reach that goal as well, or help them on their path. I had a buddy of mine reach out to me. His book is called Emma Stein Rocks. And I love his book. And it's a little girl Frankenstein character, and it's amazing. And I promote it everywhere I go. I wear his hoodie. I have his doll. Like, my goal is to get people interested in his stuff too. And, I tell people, I'm like, what, just because we're both doing scary horror stuff, why can't I help him? And vice versa. So, like, and he keeps running into Danhausen, which is awesome. So yeah, like, go to his page, like, Emma Stein Rocks, like, he's with Danhausen and Ethan Page and Brody King, and I'm just like, what? Where? How? That's awesome.
Amazing.
Kristian, I find you massively inspirational. Like, it's
Absolutely.
so rare to meet somebody that's like, yeah, but I want to help you too. I want to do this for the children. I want parents to talk to their kids. It's just, I don't have the words really. Like, I guess I'm just speechless. But I think you're great. I think you're a massive inspiration to people. And I really hope all this shit takes off because, yeah, this could help a whole new generation. With mental health such a massive thing this day and age now as well. We need people talking, and you've opened up that door for people to talk to kids as well about it. How are you feeling? What do you want to talk about today? Like you say about what's on your main street. So I salute you, sir. Absolutely incredible.
And I appreciate that. Like, I have no issue telling people, like, I grew up, in a broken home. I grew up with, a workaholic father and a mother who was an alcoholic and pill popper. And I have PTSD from the missions I've been on and the things I've seen and the experiences I've had. And I tell people, like, I did a bunch of interviews and they're like, how's your PTSD affected you since you got home? And I said, actually, it kind of pushed me to start writing, because that's where I really started writing was when I got home. And then just kind of shifting it to wanting to help people. Like, I always tell people, like, don't be ashamed of your past or your flaws or things you've messed up on. Like, help people not to make the same mistakes you did. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, we've all made mistakes. We've all done stupid things. Like, come on. Like, I grew up watching Jackass, and I wanted to do some of the things they did. Thank God I didn't go to the extent that they did, because I, possibly be in a wheelchair. But yeah, like, that's the biggest thing is I just tell people, I'm like, look, you can get where you want to go. Please just don't step on people doing it. Like, help each other out. Like, work as a team and get there together. Because I think that's what matters is at the end of the day, we're not making it out of this alive. And you know, I wanted my funeral people to come and enjoy and be able to tell stories. Like when my dad died, one of the stories that, you know, somebody came up to me and told me, he had a watch, and he goes, you know, I've had this watch from your dad for 20 years. And I go, I don't get it. He goes, I'm like, why? He goes, I was at work and my watch broke and I didn't have money for another one. Your dad left and came back and threw a watch at me and said, here. He goes, he didn't have to do that. I've kept this for over 20 years. And I'm like, that is a lasting impression and a memory that I forever want people to have. Like, I met Rowdy Roddy Piper before he passed away at a convention. And that dude, like, I walked up to him, like, shook his hand, and he put my hand between both his hands and just talked to me. And I tell people, like, that's what I want. If somebody ever comes up to me and talks to me about my stories, my books, I want them, if my stuff matters to them, I never want them to feel like I blew them off or I didn't pay attention to them. Because that would have killed me if that happened to me with, you know, one of the people I looked up to.
Yeah.
So just, you never know who's watching. You never know who's going to be there. So just be nice, be kind, be generous, because at the end of the day, like Kevin Smith said, I can stop and take a picture with somebody and maybe get 50 likes, but I guarantee it, that one person that I don't stop and be nice to, that's going to get 5 million. And I don't want the 5 million that way, right?
No, absolutely. And I mean, I know we're on completely separate continents and countries and stuff, but I just want us to say thank you so much for your service, and to your dad as well. Absolutely incredible. I'm so sorry for your loss.
You know, it's okay. Like, I got to tell him I loved him that morning. He ended up, it was weird. Like, he got sick, and then he had like come to find out he had a very rare heart virus. And this happened in 2018. So when COVID came out, I was like, was it around back then? Like, did it just, so yeah, it's one of those things. Like, he was 63, and you know, I always say, like, he wasn't sad to go, because he was one of those guys that was like, birthday, you know. He's like, I was like, happy birthday, Dad. He goes, another year, great. And I'm over here going, yay, I'm 38, I'm gonna be 39, woo, you know. And he's like, you know, the opposite. So that's why I always say, like, I'm thankful I got to tell him that morning I loved him. And then, you know, unfortunately found him that he had passed away a day and a half later. That's why I always say, like, you know, tell your family, tell your friends you love them, because you really never know, like, what might happen. You know, people unfortunately pass away constantly. And unfortunately, I saw that a lot at the coroner's office, just car accidents and mishaps and, you know, just bad stuff. So please just remember that.
Love it. Like Tom said, I find you so inspirational, the things you said, and all of it is 110% true. I mean, like, anyone listening to this, I can't encourage you enough to check out this man's books. Like, where else will you find Frankenstein ironing his trousers? Like, it's amazing. But before we get out of here, though, Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
Yeah, I mean, when you first started writing and you're doing your slashers and your horror movies and obviously making Sledge and stuff, did you ever think that this is where you would be today, writing children's stories?
No, never. I actually was working with one of my buddies, and uber Christian dude, like the epitome of uber Christian dude. And I looked at him one day, I was like, okay, because he's like, I will not watch your movies. I will not congratulate you on distribution, nothing, because I don't agree with it. And I looked at him, I was like, what if I ever made like a kid's book or did something like that? And he goes, I could not support you knowing what you had done previously. And I'm like, you make it sound like I did adult movies or something. I'm like, all right. And then it opened up the conversation of going, wait a minute, Jesus is all about forgiveness and like growth and all that. So him and I had a 4-hour discussion because he was stuck with me for 4 hours. Well, guess who bought a book when my kid's book came out? He did, because he apologized. And he remembered our conversation. Because that's the thing, too, is I tell people, I'm like, look, I will have a conversation with you. And I go, as long as you don't get mad with me, call me names, get upset, like, let's just have a conversation. Let's find out why you feel this way or this or this or this. And I think that's always the best route. And you were talking about Frankie ironing his trousers. Did you guys ever notice behind him that Mary Shelley's behind him on the wall, like on a frame? That's his mom.
I'm reading these books again. I feel like I've missed loads of these little things.
Yeah, there's his list of like things to do list, and one's shine bolts, and then over in the corner Mary Shelley. Then in the witch's room where she's looking at the broomsticks, we have the hocus pocus brooms, we have the mop, the vacuum, and the broom, and then we also have the eye on one of the brooms, and we have the Nimbus 2000.
I think, yeah, I'm definitely reading these again because I missed these. You don't really expect to look out for these sort of things, though, do you? So.
No, and that's the fun part to me is I like that. That's the thing is I get messages all the time about All Hallows Eve in Salem and Once Upon a Christmas Eve in Salem. Just parents telling me like my kid loves your book and I still have to read it to him every night. You know, and if you guys ever want a signed copy or whatever, just let me know. Like, if people ever want a signed copy, you know, and if you buy it on my website or whatever, or if you ever catch me going anywhere, you bought it on Amazon, whatever, just bring it. I'll sign it. I'll personalize it. I believe in personalizing everything to the kid, the person, and I try not to rehash my messages. But when I was in Salem at the BizBaz in October, like we brought 135 books because we weren't really sure how it would do. I sold 125 books in the first 6 hours and had to shut down for Sunday, so I had something left. And then I was done by the next day, an hour later. Like I had nothing, so I just walked around Salem because I had nothing else to do. So when I tell people like I'm thankful and they message me, like, you know, I check in with these people, and then I also do free voice messages as Drac for kids. So like my voice that I do for Drac technically is kind of the same voice as Ashley because I love the voice. It's hey, this is Drac. I'm calling you to tell you did great on your test today, and I'm very proud of you. Now continue to study and do wonderful things, you know. And then the other thing that we did over Halloween time was we did a thing called Write to Your Favorite Salem Monster, and each kid got back a personalized letter, and I would handwrite, or not handwrite, but I had different fonts for all characters on my computer, and I would write them each a new message, sign it as the monster, and then I actually bought a seal from my All Hallows Eve in Salem symbol, and I would wax seal it to the kid from the monster. And all we asked for in response back was a stamp. Everything else was free. Because again, I wanted something for the kid to get in the mail, a letter from their favorite monster, you know, to them, to personalize from them. And I did Drac, Frankie, Wolfie, Gilly, and Meredith the Purple Witch, and Nicole the Green Witch. So
you are awesome, man. Like you are absolutely awesome. I fucking love it so much. People could learn things. You know, I love it so much. But before we let you get out of here, have you got any plugged social medias, websites, people where they can go and buy your books?
Sure. If you want a signed personalized copy, it's worldofchristianjames.com. My name is Kristian. I have Building Our Main Street, Once Upon a Christmas Eve in Salem, All Hallows Eve in Salem available. I have the Dracs as well. You know, for UK stuff, I do end up, if you want one, I usually go through PayPal with that because I do add $10 to help with shipping because shipping's usually like $20, $25. That's just to help us out. That way we just break even. But I don't mind doing that. Social media, Instagram is World of Kristian James. That's where I do a lot of my posts. And like I said, once I get the puppets of Frankie and Drac, I'll start doing some of that stuff again. It's just fun, free stuff for families to hopefully be able to enjoy. My wife wants me to actually write the scripts for it because I'm very big on improv. But then I also have to remember it's not Ashley where I can just kind of go off on a tangent. So back in the day, like if I was doing the Ashley and the Jameson videos, in my voice, like I'd accidentally do the Astley voice with Jameson, I would have them make fun of me. So I can't really do that now. So I need to, like, you know, because I don't think Drac and Frankie are going to belittle the person doing the voice like I would have him do. So that's kind of the next thing, is just creating like 3 to 5 minute videos. But you guys are more than welcome to reach out to me, message me, direct message me. If you guys want a voice message to your kids from Drac, let me know. I also do Frankie. I've been working on his voice. Wolfie is very gargly, so it's very. My wife makes fun of me with Wolfie. And then I'm thinking about just opening up the letters thing year round, because to me it's just fun. Like, you know, if your kid does well, why not have them write to the monster, and they can, you know, the monster can write them back and build them up and that kind of thing. And then you know, in the Once Upon a Christmas Eve in Salem, we have Santa Drac, and I thought about doing that for Christmas. So maybe next Christmas we'll do Write to Santa Drac. Awesome. But then I need the parents' Instagram to let them know, like, hey, this is what they're asking for, you know. So you know, just fun stuff for families, because I think I tell people, like, it annoys my life that I can go on Cameo and have to pay like $50 for a voice message. Like, I'm not charging you. I don't want to charge you. I don't want to charge $5 for something that's going to make your kids smile and make them happy. You know, that their favorite monster is saying their name and like sending them a special birthday message or Happy New Year. You know, so. And I just appreciate you guys having me. Like, this has been a lot of fun, and thank you for just letting me blabber on for an hour.
It's incredible having you on, Kristian. Thank you so much for your time, man. Like, we've absolutely loved it. It's been great talking to you, and yeah, excited to get this one out, really.
Yeah, and if you guys ever want me back, let me know. I'll come back and we can chat wrestling and movies and whatever you want.
That sounds perfect.
I love it.
Yeah. Kristian, my friend, thank you so much. Really appreciate you taking the time out to sit and chat to us. We've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. Like, let's stay in touch, guys. Hit me up on Instagram and whatever, and we'll talk wrestling and everything like that. Like I said, I'm excited for WrestleMania season, and I'll send you guys pictures from my seats.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, please do. Please do. And I hope you have a good rest of the day, my friend, and I'll hit you up on the old socials after we get off this.
Perfect, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No worries. Take care, my friend. We'll speak soon. Take care.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
What an absolutely amazing conversation. What an incredible guest. I really love talking to this guy. Like, absolutely beautiful. And I have to say a massive extra big thank you to Kristian, because after we had this conversation, he actually decided to send some books for Olivia. So we've got All Hallows Eve in Salem, the Christmas Eve in Salem, and the one we talked about earlier as well, Building Our Main Street. This book is absolutely beautiful. If you are a parent out there, I cannot suggest enough to go get yourself a copy of this, because it is a great way of dealing with loss and teaching kids about loss in families and whatnot. And the books he's bringing out as well, especially can't wait to hear about and see those. And of course, as he mentioned in the interview, 2 in a room. It's Drac. It's awesome.
That is cool. That is really cool.
It's wicked. But no, massive thank you to Kristian for sending those. Olivia absolutely loves them. So that's amazing.
Was she over the moon, was she?
Oh, yeah, she absolutely loved them, especially Drac.
Excellent. Kristian, you are a legend. You are an absolute hero. We appreciate you so much. So thank you for coming on our show, taking the time out to sit and chat to us, even though you were in your car for a very long time. But hopefully fair play to you indeed, my friend. But we look forward to catching up soon, and we really hope that everyone enjoyed listening to it as much as we did recording it.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people, because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com. It's the Stevens. Oh, fuck, that hurt.
Wee.
It's audience participation time.
CC.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge. This week, I said, the table is all nicely set and it's time for a dinner for 4. This week, we're asking you, who would be at your fantasy dinner party? Yourself, one actor, one musician, and one athlete. Who are you taking to dinner and why? And they can be alive or dead. What say you, Mr. Stevens?
So weirdly enough, this is so weird how this one came out. When I was in London with work, we had this exact conversation sat around having a drink in the hotel. It is very weird. I found it really hard, because actor-wise, I either would have had, and I think I'm going to go for, I'd have Robin Williams over Jim Carrey. I think I'd have Robin Williams as my actor. As my athlete, of course, it's going to be Bryan Danielson. That goes without saying in any way, shape, or form. Musician, this is the hardest one because I'd love to have Jeremy McKinnon from Day to Remember, but I'm not. I'm going to have Daniel Winter-Bates just because the man is reading his LinkedIn posts, his Twitter posts, his Instagram. The man is a hero on so many levels, and it would just be wonderful. And I think we'd all just love Robin's company of him being absolutely mental anyway. Yes. And then Daniel bringing everyone back down to earth, and we have like a really serious conversation. It just, great. And then obviously amazing, Brian being vegan. I think it would just be a really nice, homely, humble little meet.
That'd be amazing. You could probably guess who mine are, to be fair, if you know me well enough.
Go for it.
Kevin Smith. Of course, I know he's mainly known for writer and director, but he is an actor.
I don't know which member of Kiss. Paul Stanley?
See, Paul Stanley is my favourite member of Kiss, but I think I'd quite like to sit down with Gene because I can't help but think the stories he's got. The man's got such a weird and wonderful brain. It'd be great to hear his stories, the way he thinks and whatnot. And athlete-wise, it's Chris Jericho. Granted, I could have used Chris Jericho to tick off all 3 boxes, but we're going to go with an athlete. It's got to be Chris Jericho. And plus, Chris Jericho knows Gene Simmons and he knows Kevin Smith, so they're already friends. So it's going to be a great night. Job done. Let's get some answers. Holly Mansfield. Ryan Reynolds for sure, because he seems like a funny guy. The banter we could have. Plus, he looks damn good. Post Malone, because who doesn't love him? The voice, the tattoos, just, we've got a Post Malone fancier here. Just saying, not really a sports person, so I'll just lucky dip on that one and hope we get a good person.
Fair.
I like it. Ruby Goodwin, myself, Bruce Campbell, Paul Stanley, and I don't like any athletes enough to want to bother having dinner with them. I had this quite a lot. A lot of people didn't really bother with my athletes. Graham Arnold with the most Graham Arnold answer ever. Alive or dead? I'd probably pick all alive. I don't want the smell of decaying flesh ruining my appetite. There's quite a few like those that have come through. Yeah.
Okay, because I did not find that funny when people put that on. I was like, oh, you're very clever. Well done.
Michael Golden, David Bowie, Roger Moore, and Muhammad Ali. That would be a fantastic dinner.
That is great, yeah.
Oh, David Bowie, James Bond. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Lydia Manson, former guest Lydia Manson, says, so my actor would be Marilyn Monroe. She has always been an idol of mine, and although everyone thinks of her as this dumb blonde, she was actually really quite smart. We suffer from some of the same mental health issues, so I would love her to have her take on being in the industry while also dealing with mental health. Like that. My single would be Chester Bennington, because Linkin Park was and is one of my all-time favourite bands, and he had such a unique voice. His lyrics were and are some of my thoughts, so I think it'd be great to meet him. And my athlete would be someone I didn't expect Lydia to say, Shaq.
Oh, okay.
He's such an awesome man. He gave up a multi-million-dollar deal with a shoe company because they weren't going to be affordable to the lower class. So he started his own line that people could afford, and I think that is just amazing. So be at my table for just his kind soul.
He is a fucking legend, and I love that man as well. He is great.
Absolutely great. I'd never heard that story before about a shoe line. Fair play. That is awesome.
Just quickly, I saw a video of Shaq where there were some kids playing basketball in the road or in the street, and they were all black, and they were getting complained about by neighbours because they were making too much noise playing in the street, yada, yada, yada. The police turned up and went, "Hi guys, sorry, we've had complaints yet, but don't worry, let's see your shot." So the police started playing with them like it was great. And he went, "Actually, should we have a game of 5-on-5 or whatever it was, or three? I've never seen basketball." So they disappeared and came back, and they were like, "Right, you ready?" They go, "Oh wait, we've got someone with us." And fucking Shaquille O'Neal walks out and starts playing with them, which is incredible. It gets better. He then turned around to the kids and went, "For every basket you make, I'll give you $100." And he literally did.
That's awesome.
He was making them shoot until they scored though as well. So it wasn't like oh, never mind. It was like, "I'm sure you could go again. I'm sure you could go." And it's just like handing like it was incredible.
That's
absolutely
amazing.
Incredible.
What a wonderful human.
He is a wonderful human. And then he had them on a circuit. He's like, "Listen to your parents, stay in school," the usual stuff that like Shaquille O'Neal. Like I worship at your feet.
What a legend. That's amazing. Gail Dobb. She's cheating with this. It works, but she's cheating. She says, "I would have Chris Isaak as my singer." Chris Isaak is Gail's favourite singer of all time.
Who is he?
Wicked Game. What a wicked game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Elvis as my actor. That's cheating, but I'll allow it because he did act in films. And Daley Thompson as my athlete. Angel gave me the cheating idea with the actor, that's her daughter, as she was having Taylor Swift and Harry Styles. Harry Styles is technically an actor. I'll give you that one, Angel. And she had Mo Farah as her athlete because he said he tooted in I'm a Celebrity. He tooted in I'm a Celebrity. Did he fart? I'm lost on that one.
People fart, right? Of course he did.
Yeah.
In the jungle. So yeah.
I'm just amused by the phrase tooted.
He whiffed.
He whiffed. Ellis Simpkins, Jim Carrey for the fun of it. Jonathan Davis, because he's amazing. And I don't know any athletes, but when I stuff my face, I don't really want to see them all looking all fabulous. I like that one. Andrew Lambourne, Peter Cushing, Lemmy, and Fred Perry, because they're all dead, and I have not quite then I can just have a quiet night in and not share my nachos.
Fair.
Yeah, yeah. Mark Murfitt, Dr. Hell from Evil Scarecrow, Keanu Reeves, and Mark Wood, who's a cricketer. Dr. Hell and Wood because they seem like real good fun, and Keanu because he's a kind and decent human being. Fair.
Yeah, we love Keanu.
Keanu Reeves would be an amazing dinner guest. Matthew Doherty, actor, Bruce Campbell. He's my favourite actor and always seemed to be humorous and personable. I think he would have some great stories about the movies he made and the industry in general. Yes. Musician, Selena Gomez. I like some of her songs, but I'm not what I would call a huge fan of her music overall. But given she has done so many things in the entertainment in general, and also seems like a really nice and down-to-earth person, would be a pleasant company and have some awesome stories. I like that. Not even because you're a fan of her music, because you think she's a cool person. I like that. An athlete, Hulk Hogan. He has been my favourite wrestler and helped me get invested in the sport. He put it in air quotes. It is a fucking sport. I've met him a few times and he's always very nice and easygoing. And while I doubt I'll be able to believe most of his stories, it still would be entertaining as hell, especially with the other two guests involved. Fair? Yes, Hulk Hogan. You were almost the bass player in Metallica. John Weldon. I'd have Stephen Fry, Freddie Mercury, and Jensen Button. That'd be a great
that's pretty sick. Yeah,
That'd
Stephen Fry. Hell yeah.
Just Stephen Fry and Freddie Mercury together would be great to see. Rick Joyce, Chester Bennington, and Chris Cornell both acted in their video clips and obviously sang. So it'd be nice to get them together. And also chat to Jonah Lomu.
Yeah, Jonah Lomu, rugby legend. Mind you, Chester was in Saw, so that technically works.
Shit, he was, wasn't he? I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was. Chester was in Saw, so Chester did act in a movie. So realistically, that's a given.
Some people are finding some loopholes here. I'm not sure if I'm happy about it or not, but it's fine. I'll allow it. Adam Weaver, Keanu Reeves, Dimebag Darrell, and Muhammad Ali. What a fucking dinner that would be. Oh, the stories. John Westwood, my father. John Wayne, Tina Turner, and John McEnroe. I can't think of John McEnroe. I know the name.
Tennis player.
The tennis player.
The guy who shouted at the umpire saying you can't be serious and slammed his racket down. It's one of the most famous moments in tennis.
I just couldn't think of the name. Yeah, Tina Turner doesn't fucking surprise me. My dad's like the biggest Tina Turner fan. Just never quite understood, but there we are. We all have our likes. Brendan Plesterbert, Michael Caine, John Lennon, and Senna. Who's Senna? I don't know Senna. I don't know sports.
Formula One racer.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a documentary about him.
Okay.
Called Senna. I'm pretty sure he's Formula One.
We'll definitely know it by the name.
Hey Siri, who's Senna?
Ooh.
Here's some information.
That's Santa, you dick. Never mind.
For once, he gets involved when we want him to, and he talks shit.
Yeah.
Oh. Zara Lavender. So I'd go with Marilyn Monroe as an actor. As for music, I want to say Taylor Swift. But realistically, if I want to be at an epic dinner party, I'd go with Freddie Mercury, and sports, probably Steven Gerrard for Scott.
Her husband.
Okay. Jerry O'Keefe? Why do I also get to say his name?
Jerry Keane.
Jerry Keane, fuck. 1 week, I'll remember how to pronounce his name. 1 week.
He'll have you, you know.
I know, he probably will. Throw Guinness at me. Gene Hackman, Pete Townsend, Alan Shearer, just to listen to 3 fascinating stories. That would be a great conversation too. Yeah, fair play. And last but not least, it is the one, the only, Ryan Williams. Of course.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. This is tough, as I don't really know sports or music. So it's a toss-up between Jack Black or Kevin Bacon as my musician, because I think either would have great conversations at the dinner table. Fair play. You found another loophole, but we'll take it. Both would be entertaining in their own way. For my actor choice, I would pick Rob Paulson, who is my favourite voice actor. Yes, great choice. I think Mr. Paulson would have some entertaining and humbling stories for dinner. Plus, I'm assuming he would ask someone to pass food to him in one of his voices. How awesome for Cole Weezer to ask for a croissant, or a Ninja Turtle to ask for pizza, or Pinky to ask for anything. Narf! As for my sports person, I'm going to go with a loophole and pick Dwayne The Rock Johnson, as he used to be a sports person for wrestling. I picked Dwayne Johnson because, well, he's The Rock, and how awesome would it be to have The Rock over for dinner? Fair. I can't argue with that reasoning.
It'd be so surreal, wouldn't it?
It really would.
Like, what the fuck?
You like the biggest celebrity in the world now, and you're at my dinner party. It's a bit weird.
Cool
that was fantastic. We got some great answers for that. I liked that one. I was quite proud of that.
No, it was good. It's a really good one. I think a lot of people like to get involved. We really appreciate that everybody gets involved in Jamie's Participation Challenge. And we hope that you enjoy Jamie's Challenge, Tom's Journal, Callum's Teachings, the interview, and all the wanky, shitty bollocks we talk at the beginning of the episode. Because if you do, you can go and check out 73 other editions on any platform that you have. Spotify, Google, Apple, Media Matchmaker, I don't fucking know, Heart FM. Wherever you get your podcasts from, you'll find us on there. So you'll find us, don't worry. 7 Sound. We're also on YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when new videos are released. And comment. Thank you, Ron. You could also find our hashtag WBW Way Back Wednesdays. Obviously, they ended in the summer of last year, but they are all there for your enjoyment. Please go and enjoy those bad boys off our former network, along with our Bloodstock live interviews, our Bloodstock vlog. Please share that everywhere for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. And now, the Chronicles of Dublin Crust. Jamie did a fantastic job on the old editing malarkey there. It's a nice little video where I went over to Ireland. Please go and check that bad boy out as well. It's incredible. And we are very, very honoured. Thank you, Baz, to have been a part of it. You could also find us on the old Facebook at the Chronicles of Podcast. Please hit the like button, share it, tell your mates about it. And put some gifts, put some memes, but whatever you like in there, I don't mind. We love it. We appreciate it every single time. Oh, excuse me. Jamie, thinking about it, where else could you find us?
You can find us going on the internet and looking for Razor's Edge Rocks so you can find more interviews done by me and you.
Absolutely. Or on the Twitter at TCO Pod. Jamie, thinking about it whilst you're looking at Razor's Edge and being on our Twitter, where else could you find us?
Well, if it's me, you're probably going to find me in a corner coughing my guts up and holding my throat going, I can't do this anymore.
Or reading Christian's books to your daughter. But you can also find us on the Instagram at TCO Pod. We're also on LinkedIn at the Chronicles of Podcast. Please come connect with us on there. You can find us on TikTok at TCO Pod. Come and find us on there as well. Watch Jamie's Chesney Hawks video. Trust me, you want to see it. You want to see, just for the reaction. Absolutely, Jamie. What is it?
Superb.
Phenomenal. And you can also come on down to our beautifully brand spankingly sexy and wonderful little website at www.thechroniclesofpodcast.com. All about us are on there. All of our affiliation and sponsors are on there. All of our episodes are on there as well, alongside our Patreon and shop. So please get involved. The Chronicles of Podcast. Download us, review us, share us, subscribe to us. That's the most important one. Rate us, tell all of your friends about us, allow us into your ears. But most importantly, I knew I loved you before I met you. I kind of breathed you into life, but I wasn't entirely sure that could be possible. Maybe I'd be some sort of wizard in some sort of way, I suppose. Breathing you into life doesn't really work. You just fill you with hot breath. Do you know what I mean? It'd be kind of odd to be like, and how did I know that I loved you before I met you? Because I didn't know you. So how could that be a thing? Come on, Savage Garden, what's wrong with you? Like, let's work this out, yeah? Let's have a chat. Let's sort this out. I absolutely love your music, but Jesus Christ. It's almost like they're a ghost.
You can't look in too much into 90s song lyrics. You'll be there all day. I was thinking, what are you referencing? I could not think of it. Savage Garden. Which Savage Garden song?
I knew I loved you. Truly matter deeply. Affirmation.
Yeah. He'd be a great guest to get on here, wouldn't he?
Darren Hayes.
Yeah. I remember when he released solo stuff. They were bangers as well. Anyway.
He is great. Anyway, sorry, Carol.
Anyway, it's not the Darren Hayes podcast. Let's move on. Before we get out of here, let's say thank you to a few of our friends. First off, every single piece of music you hear on this here very show is supplied to you by one man. That man is Mr. Singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. Go check him out on all the social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Go look for him on Spotify, wherever you get your album. Fuck me, I can't talk. Wherever you get your music from, because you will be able to find his brand new album, Light of Day, is out now. We spoke about it briefly last week. It is fantastic. Everyone needs to go give it a listen. Get your ears around it, because Matt has done an incredible job with this album, and he deserves for all of you to go listen to it. So go listen to it right now. We're almost at the end of this show, so as soon as we're done, go listen to the new album. Do it. And of course, as we heard from him earlier, we have to say thank you to Stay Cozy Clothing, Mr. Say We Could Fly, Braden Barry himself. Head on over to www.staycozyclothing.com. See what you like on that website, whether it be a hoodie like mine, whether it be a cap like Tom's, whether it be that t-shirt that Tom wears every alternative week, whatever it may be, add whatever you like to your basket. And then when you're ready to pay, put in the discount code The Chronicles and get yourself 10% off that order. While on that website, you will find the incredible Sophie Lancaster Foundation collaborative t-shirt. Weirdo Mosher Freak is an absolutely beautiful, stunning design. You must go and get yourself one now, because 50% of the profits of that shirt go straight to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, and we can't be happy to see these guys supporting these guys. It means the absolute world to us. And of course, speaking of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, here they are, stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. We spread that message every single week because it needs to be spread. Sophie's incident happened so many years ago, yet what changes have been made since then? Not a lot, really, let's be honest. And it's about time that happened. We can raise awareness all we like, but we need those laws to change, and we can only get that to happen with your guys' support. So head on over to sophielancasterfoundation.com, click on the hate crime tab, and fill in that questionnaire. All the details used for that we put together to be sent off to the courts, to the police, to get alternative subculture added as a strand of hate crime. If you listen to this show, we have a lot of people from alternative bands, so you're clearly in that subculture in some form or way, to please help us out by spreading that message, spreading your experiences, and helping us make sure that what happened to Sophie never happens again. And last but not least, a massive thank you to this handsome bugger right here, who I don't know if anyone knew, he's going to New York soon.
I am. Funnily enough, Jamie, talking of Mr. Matthew Roberts, he's also off to New York on Saturday.
Oh, yes, he is.
So we're going to be in the exact same place in the same week. It's kind of mental. But again, what another great episode, Jamie.
Indeed, another fantastic episode. But we are having a week off for Mr. Stevens being in New York. So we're going to do some tinkering, some moving around, some new liquor paint on some things. So when you see us again for the monumental 75th edition, it might look a little bit different.
Shifting some wardrobes.
Yes, just having to move around.
Yes, as Jamie said, we are off next week, so as I am away, so forgive us, we do apologise. We're back in 2 weeks' time with an absolute monster, so you don't want to miss it. Jamie, another great episode, a pleasure as always. As for this week, right here, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, baby. Goodbye, everybody.